Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off in the flat. It's Lynch.
You're better off just rolling it down the field, the 40-yard line, than kicking a line drive to number 15.
And here he goes. The quarterback is on the loose. Here's Post up the middle. Post, he's got a seam and he's gone. He makes one man miss, spins away from a second. 10, still wide at the 5. Play action, Black to throw. Caught by Soden. Finley to his left, throws across the body, looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. Meanwhile, handoff. He's got it. Look out. To the house, Emmanuel Post. They're going to air it out. Deep down the near sideline. Touchdown! Legendary! Unbelievable. The holder is Sabani. It's clean. The kick is up. Good. And good. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Goffstown. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Bishop Guertin Cardinals and the Goffstown Grizzlies. A rebirth of sorts here in Goffstown. New field, new turf, new press box, new lights, enabling Friday Night Football for the first time in program history, and the fans already filing out and filling out the seats here in what is shaping up to be a very important early season battle for both of these two teams. Let's actually start with Bishop Guertin. The Cardinals, they were competitive last week against a very tough Nashua South team, but in the end fell by a final score of 21-15. We saw the Cardinals for 2 quarters of exhibition play 2 weeks ago in the Queen City Jamboree, in which they hung around with perennial power Pinkerton. It's a young squad under second-year head coach Anthony Nalen, and it's their first trip away from Nashua early in the season. Of course, Goffstown, they have struggled the last couple of years. Only 1 win combined under former head coach Nick Hammond. This was a squad that went all the way to the Division I championship game a few years ago, back in 2020. Enter John Preston, 32 years old, New Hampshire native, spent some time in the Midwest, his first head coaching gig, and they almost got over the hump last week in what ended up being a defeat at the last minute against Concord 17-14, the final there. So, Steve, 2 squads looking to even up the record early in the campaign at 1-1.
I think both of these squads have a lot of similarity. They have their own unique differences, Nick. But one of the similarities is last year was absolutely a rebuilding year. And I would say that when I look at both of these teams from the Jamboree and what I saw in film and such, to me, this is a building during the year. This isn't another rebuilding year where they're going to wait till next year. Both of these coaches have clearly on our Gridiron show last night, we had both coaches on, and it was great to be able to talk to these guys. Nalen only in his second year. We're still getting to know him, and it's just terrific. Just done a terrific job. Coach Preston, we saw it in the Jamboree, builds a lot of energy, and I watched the pregame here with both of these programs, and it's all business, and it's extremely well organized. So I think what these coaches clearly said to us last night, Nick, was they want development this year, and they want to be very different football teams at the end of the year or mid-season than they are right now. But the patience that they have to get it right and to continue to educate these kids and build their spirits, build their football IQ and acumen and their play on the field. But one thing is not missing from either one of these teams is spirit and the willingness to give their very best to play 4 quarters of football. I would say in the South loss, the very close South loss that BG had the other day, they gave out. They didn't give in. And there's a big difference between those two things. They're still building. I expect these coaches to drive numbers in this program, be very involved in their freshman and JV programs, and to build this program throughout the year. And I would expect both of these teams, given the rosters and the ages of these rosters and the kids getting a lot of varsity experience, are going to continue to grow throughout the year and into next year.
2 of the younger teams, 2 of the somewhat smaller teams in Division I. But as you mentioned, plenty of scrap.
Oh, yeah.
And that should be on display tonight.
Yeah, BG is not small up on the line, so that's a good thing for them, and they seem to be pretty deep. But I don't think Goffstown, a little bit like a Wolverine, I don't think they really care how big you are. I saw it in the Jamboree. You could clearly see it in the last game. They just and they took Concord right to the very end. And they're just going to get better all the time. And you could see with Coach Preston, we talked to him last night, the energy that he brought. I thought the car door windows were going to come out when we were talking to him. The car windows were going to come out. He's so into it, so much energy. It's just very impressive. And he not only does he have a lot of energy, like a lot of coaches does, he clearly has football knowledge, and he understands how to motivate kids in a position where they may not be seniors. There's a lot of young kids out there, but you could clearly see he's got these kids afraid of no one.
75 degrees tonight, a setting sun here in southern New Hampshire, and you could smell the pregame festivities over there.
Is there a better place than New Hampshire in the fall? I'll tell you.
You can see the tailgate in full swing. They just turned on the lights, amplifying the new turf here.
And again,
in Goffstown, it's gorgeous.
And the concession stand has the best burger smell of anywhere in the whole state, as far as I'm concerned. They just entice you. I think they do it on purpose.
About 2 minutes, Steve. Give us some keys both ways. What are we looking for tonight with both the Cardinals and the Grizzlies?
What we want to see with both of these teams is that the passing tree and the timing develop from the quarterback. I was watching BG, and what I saw, at least in practice, looked like a very crisp passing game. And as he's gone to a one-starter situation on the BG side, that's going to be critical. But I think the other thing with both teams, I'm going to just give keys because they're very similar to both. Both teams have got to not make mental mistakes, and how many flags go out how much laundry's on the field tonight with either one of these teams is really critical for the coaches to go in on Monday and say we are moving ahead. So flags, clean game, timing routes for the receivers I'm looking for. And I'm looking to see how the offensive line the defensive line and the offensive line of Goffstown, of the Grizzlies, stands up against the size battle against BG. It's going to be a real good matchup there. If I had to guess, I think BG, if they're coming out and they're progressing just as quickly as the Grizzlies are in the trenches, you've got to give BG, at least starting the game, the advantage. But Coach Preston pumps these kids up so much, and they're wiry and they're quick. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good battle to watch there.
All right. When we come back, national anthem, including a moment of silence, and the opening coin toss, of course, the opening kickoff as well, coming your way at the top of the hour. Week number 2 gets underway next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Colonial Printing is family owned and celebrating 50 years of quality print services for New Hampshire businesses and can help yours as well. Whether it's creative design, digital or offset printing, or banners and signs, with state-of-the-art technology, unlimited industry sources, and the ability to think outside the box, Colonial Printing will help you get your job done. To see their full list of services, promo products, and portfolio, or to request an estimate, visit colonialprintingnh.com. That's colonialprintingnh.com.
Well, there are the visitors taking the field, the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, under second-year head coach Anthony Nalen. The home team, I understand, Steve, is going to be introduced with some live bagpipes coming up momentarily. We'll bring that to you as well. It's all part of the pomp and circumstance here leading up to this Week 2 battle between two Division I teams looking for their first win.
Yeah, that and the pipe organ, Nick, are the most enchanting instruments that I enjoy for sure. Looking forward to that for sure. So,
well, I can hear the bagpipes.
I
up
can
here
too.
In the
Here
booth.
they come.
It sounds like it's getting louder here by the moment. As I believe the home team is starting to assemble over near the main gate.
Yep.
And should be on here any second.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit at halftime about this project here that we're enjoying between the clubhouse, the field. You know, it's just this venue is just fabulous. Goffstown community should be extremely proud about what they've done here. My understanding, through mostly private, or if not all private dollars, we'll find that out at halftime. But
yeah, Scott Gross, who really spearheaded the project,
absolutely
has agreed to join us at halftime, so an exclusive interview there.
But the families that have donated considerable amount of materials and funding towards building this thing is not. I'm glad to say that it's not surprising, because you know they've wanted this for a long time, and it just shows you what a private group of people can do. Look at that.
There are the bagpipers. And we set to momentarily turn things over to public address announcer Al Halpern, who will guide us here through the remainder of the pregame ceremonies. But there they are, the Grizzlies holding the spear.
Yep.
And ready to take the field in front of this growing crowd on a gorgeous night here in mid-September.
Looks like some teeth in the roots were pulled right out hanging down for that thing. That's good. That's Viking stuff.
Here come the Grizzlies.
A great entry.
Well, number 5 in maroon is one to watch tonight. That's Jaden Perez, the senior quarterback. In many ways, the leader of this squad, and of course one of the co-captains.
Wow, this is
and Jacob Gagney, the other captain, holding the spear. He's a senior offensive and defensive lineman.
Yeah, this is great fanfare here, Nick, as far as putting together a nice pregame thing without bagpipes in the snare. They really added color. Extremely well done. And I think everybody, both sides of the ball, of the field, enjoyed that.
Let's turn things over to Al Halpern, the public address announcer.
Interscholastic events are an extension of the classroom, and lessons learned are best learned when the proper respect is accorded to all. We ask for your cooperation at this NHIAA event by demonstrating your best sportsmanship toward the players, coaches, cheerleaders, spectators, and officials to make this a positive and meaningful experience for all of those involved. We would also like to let our spectators know that we may use a light show at times during tonight's game, and we want everyone with photo sensitivity concerns to be aware of this. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as most of you already know, the captain of the Goffstown Fire Department, Bill Connor, passed away yesterday. Would you please rise for a moment of silence in his memory? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please remain standing if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America and all of those who have served and sacrificed to defend the freedoms that we cherish with the singing of our national anthem, tonight performed by the Goffstown High School Music Department under the direction of Josh Schroechers and Chris Belden.
Well, a job well done by the Goffstown Music Department here at Goffstown High School. A live rendition of the national anthem preceding the opening coin toss. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Week number 2, both teams looking for their first win, first road game for Bishop Guertin, second straight home affair for Goffstown.
Got to get off to both teams, Nick. Want to get off to a good start here. There's a lot of similarities. There are some unique differences that we discussed in the opening. But it's going to be very interesting. I think the team that plays the cleanest game and the quarterbacks that stay out of trouble and don't try to take a lot of risk this early in the season and follow the coach's mission are probably going to be the team that comes on top, most likely. Also, like you, Nick, want to call attention, those young people that and everybody here that put together this pregame session here was just fabulous. And the entry of it just well done. And really enjoyed this game so far. Enjoyed this venue. Looking forward to interested to see how the Goffstown size differential works in the trenches, Nick, because I think it's going to be a key factor. If they can hold their own and use their speed and agility, there's some, they're going to have a good fighting chance here. But BG does have some size, a lot of young guys, but they look in the jamboree, Nick, that we saw to be off to a pretty darn good start.
Well, Goffstown has won the coin toss. The Grizzlies will defer to the second half. So Bishop Guertin slated to receive the opening kickoff. Cardinals minus one of their captains tonight, Sam Faid, the junior receiver, out there in street clothes, as we can see. So Coach Nalen's squad a little short-handed here on the road tonight.
Yep.
All right. One of my favorite points of the game, the pre-kick sight.
You enjoy doing that, Nick, in the old days?
I would spearhead the effort for sure. Make sure everybody's ready to go. And now BG down on one knee here for a final word before the kick. Goffstown, of course, in their home maroons. You can see plenty of maroon in the crowd tonight, including a standing student section just across the way from our vantage point up here on the third level of the press box.
The national anthem was over the PA system, Nick. Just terrific. Sounded great.
One of the louder PA systems, from what I understand.
And clear. Very clear. And we're inside the press box. Imagine what it's like out there. And
well, our friend PA announcer Al Halpern, he said he could hear it from his house, which is about 1.5 miles away. So
I don't think the Halpern family minds listening to the Goffstown game from the living room. I really don't. Al's been doing this for a long time. Son was a Goffstown standout at linebacker. Really enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah, it's Toby Halpern.
Toby Halpern, yeah. Terrific job.
Cardinals, 2 speed threats back deep, the junior Ryan Connolly and the sophomore Ryan Staples. This one hit towards Colony. Fields it on the run. He's over the 30, zigzags his way across the 35 before
nice
he's
tackle.
planted at about the 37-yard line.
Number 7.
That's Cole Naltz with the stop.
Cole Nault. There's a Goffstown name.
Naltz, just a freshman.
Oh, yeah. That's a heck of a good tackle right there.
All right, so we get a look at the Cardinal offense.
Good field position to start.
The starting quarterback is sophomore Nathan Bowen, who split time with Andrew Steinbruick,
who both look good.
2 weeks ago when we saw them in the Queen City Jamboree, 2 quarters of exhibition football against Pinkerton. Bowen has claimed the starting job all for himself. Big hole up the middle on 1st and 10, and the senior A.J. Holmes takes advantage.
Yeah, that
11-yard gain out to midfield and a first down.
Yeah, that, Nick, is what we're looking for. I mean, again, that's just one play, but that was a heck of a hole there for him to run through. Nice, clean handoff. BG Trench is starting off on the first play looking strong.
We see the style up-tempo as well as this group gets right to the line in a 4-receiver set. A quick throw and a catch by Connolly.
Nice
Tackle
timing.
Inbounds along the near side by one of the senior leaders for Goffstown, Mason LeClaire. That's a gain of 5 to set up a second down and 5.
Bowen looked terrific in pregame, Nick. He was really hitting right on the numbers on a lot of inside cross patterns and some post routes and go routes. Everything he seemed to be hitting on all cylinders. Coach Nalen, last night we talked to him, Nick, was very strong that this was his guy as of right now.
You can check out that interview on our YouTube channel under FNL Gridiron. 2nd and 5. Holmes hitting the hole and spun down. Well, there's one of the co-captains, Jacob Gagne, meeting the senior in the lane. Wraps him up. And the Cardinals actually lose a yard to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, that was good job coming up on the ball. Good read. Didn't get sucked in or leave the area too early, and that's critical, being able to cover the gaps properly.
Gagne, as we mentioned, led the troops onto the field and is one of the co-captains. Bowen on 3rd and 6 to his right, slings it across the middle, but it's incomplete. Nobody home on the other end. Cole Reeves, apparently the intended target.
Yeah.
But the senior could not catch up with that one. So after a promising start, Bishop Guertin is going to send the punt team onto the field, facing a 4th and 6 at the Grizzly 48.
Let's give that Grizzly defense, Nick, a lot of credit. Remember, that's one of the things you're looking at. How are they going to stand up to the bigger size? And they've done a terrific job to start out. Bent a little bit in the first couple plays, but great reads and good defensive teamwork. Good flowing to the ball.
Bowen also handling the punt duties. The sophomore barely gets it off. It's high in the air.
Oh.
And this one is live. Ball on the ground, but Goffstown is going to get to it.
Wow, that was close, Nick. Like to see that on replay. That was really close. I'm surprised there wasn't a flag thrown there, but we'll see it here in a second. Boy, some great height. Had a good rush, but he got it off very quickly. Let's see what the timing route is. Nice call. Nice call by the officials. Yeah.
Shane Lynn, the return man, couldn't quite reel it in.
Yeah, exactly. It was really, it was just wasn't able to get under the ball, and BG held off properly there.
All right, so Goffstown takes over. 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. We get a look at Perez. For the first time tonight, the fleet-footed senior has got 2 backs split behind him. Both receivers to his left. BG with a 4-man front on 1st and 10. LeClaire in motion. And Perez calls his own number. The quarterback goes straight ahead across the 25. Meanwhile, extracurricular activity is going to draw the first flag of the game. Holmes tangled up with Jaden Smith. And we saw Holmes throw Smith to the ground well after the whistle.
Yeah, remember we talked about one of the keys of the game, Nick, is not having an unnecessary amount, and especially 15-yard penalties. We talked about that and that's going to put them right in a great position right there. Oh, these. So
a 15-yarder against Bishop Guertin.
Yeah, it just kept on going on after the whistle right there.
First penalty either way comes with 90 seconds gone by.
Grizzlies will take it. It's about moving the football however you can. Don't want to give another team life, especially the team at home.
So after a 5-yard pickup, the ball now placed at the 41-yard line after the 15-yard personal foul is assessed.
Wow.
Meanwhile, nowhere to go. Quickly into the backfield, Bishop Kearns, the big sophomore up front, with a tackle for a loss.
This is what I meant, Nick, about, developmental year last year. They've got some athletes, and these guys are young on both teams, and they're just showing a lot of grit. We kind of thought this game would be a great game to do because, teams in a similar journey, similar spot in their journey to success. And
both teams looking for their first win after coming close in defeats a week ago to open the season. 2nd down and 11. Ball just shy of the Goffstown 40. Man in motion. East-west handoff.
Wow.
Tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Great flow to the ball by 9 and 31. I'm still learning.
Cole Reeves, the first man there, number 9 in maroon.
Yep.
Inspires the effort.
31 in there.
Number 9 in white, of course, for Bishop Guertin with the tackle. That's a loss of 2. And 3rd and 13 now on the way. Not much of a chance for Corey Gagne on that play.
Jonah Feliciano in there as well, Nick. That was just great team tackling right there. Very impressive defensive flow to the ball, Nick. They're obviously seeing and reading very, very well.
3rd and 12 officially. 4-man rush, quick flag. Perez trying to scramble to his right. Looks to follow LeClaire up the sideline before he's dropped at about the 47. But again, there's a flag in the backfield. And it's an illegal shift against the offense.
Yep.
First penalty against Goffstown will cost them 5 if Bishop Guertin accepts.
Oh, you got to believe they're going to win this situation, Nick.
If they decline, it'd be about 4th and 6.
Yep. No, he's going to decline. I think I just saw. No, they're still talking about it.
Well, the man in the white hat is our referee, Paul Page, one of the veteran officials. All right, we will redo third down.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was
as Goffstown accepts the penalty. So
that would be surprising if they didn't.
3rd and 17 now coming up.
You mean BG accepts the penalty, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 1 flag against each team on this drive.
Yep.
Anthony Nalen still concerned about something as he has a word with the back judge, Jeff Isabel.
He's got to be feeling pretty good about his defense so far, Nick.
3rd and 17.
Getting off the ball very well.
Again, 2 backs split behind the senior Perez against a 4-man front for the Cardinals. Coach Nalen yelling out instructions. The give is up the middle. And a pretty good one, but not nearly enough. Billy Schmidt, the junior, on his 2nd carry, ends up near the original line of scrimmage, 4th down and 10.
Safety's doing a better job, Nick, than in the Jamboree, I feel. You can clearly see that Coach Nalen this team has progressed, Nick, so far. And both teams getting off the line pretty well, but I think defensively, both teams are getting up. But BG look really, really good on that defensive set right there.
4 minutes gone by. Each team has touched it once. Grizzlies send Perez back to his own 29, and this one goes off the side of his foot. It's coming towards us here in the booth and lands well out of bounds. This one should end up on the wrong side of the 50 if you're Goffstown. Yep. They're going to mark it off where exactly? Maybe inside the 40.
I don't think
39-yard line.
Yeah. Boy, that's a...
So they actually lose 2 yards, Steve, on the punt.
Well, it literally went almost at a 90-degree angle, Nick, right to the side. So
a break for the Cardinals.
Yep.
Short field here as they take over at the Grizzly 39-yard line, hoping to strike first here with 4 minutes gone by in this first quarter. Packed house under the lights here in Goffstown. Just the 2nd ever night game in program history. First carry up the middle. Julian Good trying to find a little room. Not much.
Well, who's ever coaching the handwork, Nick, and the technique on the defensive line with these guys, they're giving up a lot of pounds here, but they're doing a great job anchoring in, and just great handwork to release themselves from the offensive blockers.
2nd down, quick throw, incomplete. Slant route there for Alex Dolan.
Yeah.
Usually the junior sure-handed, but could not reel it in. It leaves BG facing a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he was looking at 2 cars in traffic, Nick, literally coming right at him. And he threw it in a tight window. It wasn't a bad throw, but that takes a lot of concentration to catch that ball early in the season. But it was there. To your point.
3rd 9. Let's see if the Cardinals go back to the air. It's like a power set here, double wing. 5 on the line for Goffstown. It's a pitch for Holmes. He follows the guard inside the 35, on his feet at the 30.
He's got it.
And he's going to scratch out a 1st down all the way down to the 27-yard line.
That's
gain
called
of 12 there on a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it's called a 26 power right there, Nick. 2 back to the 6 hole. Looks like he cut inside a little bit because he worked off the inside hip. And great wall there. A wall and a kick out. And that was a well-run play.
Pitch and a good cut. Trying to spin his way in the middle of the field is Reeves on his first touch. He had a target in the passing game earlier. His first carry brings the football inside the 25 to the 22.
Very clear that Coach Nalen is not afraid very quickly, Nick, to go to the run. And I think he's got confidence in his line. And right now, that double wing's working for him.
Coming up at the midway point, first quarter. Bishop Guertin hoping to enter to the red zone. Holmes is in motion. They go to the fullback on a quick hitter, and again a big pile up the middle. Still alive at the 10, planted at the 8. A power run for Jonah Feliciano, the junior, showing what he can do in a phone booth.
Well, if you're going to just sit there and try to run a spread offense against these wiry defensive linemen from Goffstown, it gives them a better chance to back up. This is multiple offensive linemen at the point of attack through the double wing, and it just makes good physics sense for them to do this. You're going to keep doing it.
Holmes spins in the hole, leans forward, trying to sniff out the goal line. He's very close, but stopped just short. Tackle made at the 1-yard line. Holmes is going to set up a second down and goal.
Well,
after an 8-yard pickup there.
I honestly think, Nick, this is playing to BG's strength against the opposition today. I think it's a smart move. Very quickly done by Coach Nalen halfway through the first quarter. And, later on, it sets up play actions if they continually be successful running the ball.
Bowen under center. Holmes in motion. Bowen on the quarterback sneak is into the end zone for the touchdown.
Nice drive.
39-yard drive pieced together in just over 2 minutes. It's capped off by the 1-yard dash from sophomore quarterback Nathan Bowen. And BG on the road take advantage of the bad punt and put the first points on the board here with just over 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this is playing to the strength against your opposition. If you outweigh them and you've got good tactical offensive linemen, Nick, this is a great way to go against a smaller defensive line.
Bowen for the extra point.
It's good.
Right down the middle. So 7-0. Just past the midway point. First quarter. Bishop Guertin getting it done on the ground. A.J. Holmes leading the way. Bowen calls his own number down by the goal line to finish the drive with the 1-yard score. That's the start Coach Nalen was hoping to get off to, Steve. We spoke with him last night on our weekly show, FNL Gridiron, Thursdays at 6 o'clock. The second-year head man said, we have to start fast, especially on the road. Check that mark.
Yeah,
check that box off.
Absolutely, and I think he was. It was a very smart move to get in that double wing set, get on the board, and you can still pass the ball. You can flex. You can double tight. You can run a trip. You can do anything out of the double wing. But right now is you just keep doing this until you force the Goffstown Grizzlies to put more assets in the box. And once that happens, that's going to open up your passing lane. So if you call the plays right, he seems to be very comfortable with this offense. I think he's smart to do it. This offensive line at BG looks like back in form again, Nick, and like they've continued to progress over the last 2 weeks that we saw them last.
It's a Cardinal squad that fell behind by double digits in the first half last week against Nashua South. Came back to force overtime before falling to the Purple Panthers. We get a flag here as this ball is kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, we got 2 flags down, Nick. I think there's going to be a I don't know who it's against, but there was a lot of activity going on over here. I have a funny feeling that these they're going to have to sort this out. But I think there may be a penalty on obviously the kick is they're going to bring it out, but
I think there may be another penalty.
I think there's a penalty against Goffstown as well. Could be wrong here. I just saw it looked like some pushes and shoves in the back from both teams, but I think the flag was thrown where I saw the Goffstown player, but both, there was a lot of extracurricular activity going up here by the 35-yard line.
There's a good look at John Preston, the first-year head coach down on the sideline. We saw him just a moment ago, and we spoke with him last night as well as Coach Nalen, of course. And he's got that kind of contagious enthusiasm.
He does, yeah.
That really, I think, is just what this program needed. Nick Hammond did such a good job for long.
Offensive mind, good offensive mind.
And that included a trip to the state championship game in 2020. But this team, after a couple of really down years, has a new man on the sideline, and so far, so good. As Goffstown competitive last week, and now look to respond here early in their second straight home game to open up the year.
Something we've wanted to do, Nick, with Friday Night Lights for a long time is have a program on before and really get to know the coaches and see the people that are leading these young men on the field. And, like we always talk about, it's amazing how many great coaches are in the Southern and all throughout New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. We get an opportunity to interview a lot of Division I. Of course, we talked to Plymouth head coach. We talked to Coach Boquette, some Division II programs as well, Trinity. And they're just a great group of guys and do a terrific job leading these kids and building character at the central part of each program. So many good coaches.
Just one penalty there, Steve. It was on the illegal procedure.
I saw two flags. I thought it was
So after some clarification, we're ready to go. Goffstown's second drive begins at their own 35-yard line. It's a handoff for Schmidt. He tries to work his way over right tackle. May have scratched out a couple there, but not much. Second down and 8.
Yeah, we've got a heck of a defensive lineman and offensive lineman developing here in Bishop Kearns, Nick. He is impressive. He's everywhere. Right now, he's standing out to me as a guy on both sides of the ball, but specifically on the defensive line. He is shedding one, sometimes two blockers, and he's got an eye for the ball. Very, obviously, extremely strong.
You saw Kearns with a tackle for a loss earlier. He's in on his second stop there to bring up second down and 8. Man in motion, going to reverse direction. And they give a Ganish to Schmidt. He's going to turn his back to the defense and make his way to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, nice fill there.
It's a gain of 4. Third down and 4.
Yeah, that Goffstown at least wanted 4 there, Nick. There opens up their playbook a little bit now with third and just about 4.
Tackle by Miller Nichols on the other side for Bishop Guertin, member of that linebacking core.
Yeah, I mean, Bishop Kearns is a sophomore, Nick. What's this guy going to be at the end of the year, never mind next year and the year after? Pretty impressive watching him play, and he's got some friends next to him that are doing pretty darn well either. We'll start looking at them as well.
The other starting defensive tackle is young as well, just a junior. That's Matt Goldstein, number 51 in white.
He's looking fabulous.
Near side, and look out. Coming out of the secondary to make the stick is Feliciano.
Yep.
Checking in on both sides of the football for Bishop Guertin. Third down and 4 turns into fourth down and 7.
Speaking of energy, Nick, Coach Nayland's got to be thinking to himself, that's what we were looking for here. That kind of energy and spirit, that kind of, it's not just hype here. These guys are shooting great angles. They're seeing, they're reacting, they're staying home, they're attacking the lanes that they should be, and it's just making it very difficult for Goffstown to get a first down here.
Perez on his second punt. This one much better.
Much better kick.
Angling again towards the sideline, takes a bounce inbounds.
Not bad at all.
Before it crosses the boundary somewhere in the area of the 25-yard line. We'll spot it right at the 25. So 3 minutes and change to go. BG gets the football back out in front 7-0. And the storyline so far, Steve, at least in this first quarter, the first 9 minutes, has been that BG defense.
Yeah, I think BG is getting stronger throughout the game on both sides of the ball, Nick. I think it was really, if you outweigh the defensive line to that degree, you want to dominate the point of attack because you can, and they're doing that. And I would expect they're going to stay with it. Although they're in the spread formation now, so maybe he's going to try something different.
3 receivers with a tight end left side, 2 receivers right. Goffstown a 4-man rush. They go to Holmes. Slices his way up to the 30, where he spun down there after a 5-yard pickup. Another tackle for the co-captain, Jacob Gagney, for Goffstown. They give Holmes 5, an even 5, on carry number 5 of this first quarter for the senior. Inside of 3 minutes. Well, Goffstown, they capitalized on their second possession, took advantage of a muffed punt, pieced together a 39-yard drive to put up 7 points. Meanwhile, a late snap, everybody jumped, and I mean everybody. They blow it dead. Interception, of course, does not count. And a very busy Paul Page is going to address us yet again.
False
start against Bishop Guertin. That's the third penalty against the Cardinals.
Yeah, that to me looked like a team-wide cadence mishap, Nick. Some of them got mixed up because, as you said, I think there was 3 that I saw anyway that had jumped. So that could have been some confusion on the cadence call for sure.
So 2nd and 5 turns into 2nd down and 10.
Well, he's spreading it wide.
4 receivers this time, 2 to each side. Bowen in trouble, tries to make his way across right guard and does manage to gain the 29-yard line, a gain of 4. But now a 3rd down and 6 coming and an opportunity for the home team to get off the field, so to speak.
Little surprised, Nick, he didn't stay with the double wing here. But, sometimes you just have to get through your playbook and you need to get some live action. So
right.
I think that's, with a 7-0 lead, I think that's what Coach Nalen thinking right now. But that double wing certainly worked well for him in this game right now.
And they're going to go back to it here.
Yep.
3rd down and 6. 5 men up front for Goffstown. Pitch to Holmes. It's been the bread and butter play. The senior is going to be dragged down by Perez. Very close.
Yeah, Perez, boy, what vision Perez has. That's a great tackle right there. But it's what led up to it.
But Holmes, just too big and strong, able to pick up the 1st down in the end as the chains reset for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Final 100 seconds here, first quarter.
Yeah, Perez was able to read that, get around the kickout block. If you see on replay, they just did a great job of getting in there. But, not before, as you said, Nick, BG gets a 1st down. They're going to stay with it.
Double wing again. Same play. Holmes right side, spinning and churning those legs across the 40 up to the 41.
This offense, Nick, is built for Holmes. He runs inside extremely well. He's got that great twist and turn. He protects the football when he does it. He's very skilled at it. But you give him a couple guys where he can kind of get behind the line. Look at that. And he grabs another 2 or 3 yards right there. 6-yard gain on 1st down. What team doesn't want that?
He's a guy who really caught our attention in the later parts of last year as a junior. Became a bigger and bigger piece of that offensive attack. And he's been the star of the show so far this season, and that includes the first quarter tonight.
Oh, great catch.
It's Connolly. Pulled it in above the head and was spun down immediately. Man in coverage for Goffstown with Shane Lynn, who comes up with the tackle.
Get a chance to watching Bowen, Nick. One of the things I'm sure that played into him being able to earn the starting job, Nick, is the velocity in which he throws. I mean, he watch the speed. There's no time for he got a quick release, and there's no time for the defense to react to get back to the ball.
Sorry, Steve. 2nd completion for Bowen. 2nd catch for Connolly in this first quarter. This could be the final play. Down to 10 seconds. It's a pitch near side. Reeves met at midfield and gang tackled at the 50-yard line after a pickup of 3. That will do it for the first quarter. Bishop Guertin on the road. They strike first with a 1-yard touchdown and are looking to move the football at midfield when we come back. Second quarter next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Second quarter here in Goffstown. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Bishop Guertin, a 1-yard touchdown from their sophomore quarterback, Nathan Bowen. The difference so far after 12 minutes of action. Both teams, of course, looking at even their early season records to 1-1 as both teams suffered gut-wrenching defeats in the opener. All right, from midfield, Bishop Guertin in that double wing, which has been effective so far. The lead ball carrier gets another touch, and that's A.J. Holmes. Works his way down to the Goffstown 45-yard line. A flag comes in late. Been a scrappy game so far. We expected it to be. And BG penalty-ridden in this first half. That's their first of the second quarter, but their fourth since the start of the game. They don't want to hold, so they'll back the football up. 4 penalties against Bishop Guertin, just 1 against Goffstown.
Yeah, we talked about that, Nick, in the beginning of the game. Penalties can add up, and that's a much better situation for Goffstown with 2nd and 20 almost, 2nd and 19.
Second down and 17 officially. Bowen running for his life. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped for a sack.
You know,
nowhere to go there as he was bear down on by Gavin Leach.
Yeah.
One of the big sophomores for Goffstown.
Watch the speed. Look at this. First of all, look at the size and strength of this guy. And then look at the runner coming from behind. Watch number 62. Watch that. Misses. That is not done by a lot of. That is a guy who's look. You can see he's fleet on his quick on his feet. Very impressive. That. Let's watch him, Nick, throughout the game as well. I love watching these defensive linemen. That was a terrific play.
Leach went a 3 with his hand on the turf. Up front for Goffstown. On a 3rd and 17, Bowen with time shows off the arm. This one is tipped and nearly intercepted, but broken up, incomplete. Perez able to range and get some fingertips on that one.
And what did Coach Preston say to us last night? Yes, he's a quarterback, but when that young man goes to college, excuse me, he's going to be a defensive back. And you saw the recovery speed that young man has right there. That's terrific recovery speed. Really surprised he didn't intercept it, but the main thing is he broke it up. But he's about 4 yards away here, 5 yards away. Look at him, and look at the recovery speed on this guy. Incredible.
Timed the jump perfectly.
Vertical
as well,
jump, too. Absolutely.
To get his left hand on the football, so incomplete.
Coach Preston was serious when he said that. He really meant it. You can see it.
Bowen's punt is again angled toward the sideline, and it lands out of bounds somewhere near the 35-yard line. They'll spot it on the 35. Just over a minute gone by here, second quarter. Nick and Ashley, Steve Beals with you. We remind you to subscribe, like, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Of course, we're on YouTube. And the channel name FNLNH Media. Doubleheader every weekend. We'll be live tomorrow.
We love subscribers.
In the Gate City.
Hit that bell icon, too. You get just a simple. We don't throw you a lot of junk. We just give you a notification when we're going live.
Yep.
And so you'll know when the content's on, very respectfully. So
don't miss a minute.
Don't miss a minute.
We're back on the air tomorrow, 2 o'clock at Stello Stadium. Nashua South against Keene, and two top 10 teams squaring off tomorrow afternoon.
Real quick, I think Coach Naylan's I think those punts to the right side with no return are on purpose. That's the 3rd one he's done, and doesn't want to give a run back.
There's Schmidt on a stretch play, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Second effort, still going to result in a loss.
Yep.
Bishop Guertin really pursuing the football here, as this run defense has been outstanding in this first half.
They have, Nick. And, there's some great players here on both of these teams defensively. And, defensive excellence comes from unselfishness and knowing what your job is and going all out doing it. And
Feliciano with the tackle.
Yeah, he's been solid, too.
His 3rd tackle so far. 2 minutes in, second quarter.
Kern is really impressing me, Nick, number 62, on both sides of the ball.
Second down and 13. 4-man front for Bishop Guertin. Split backfield behind Perez. The senior on a drop back, in trouble. Tries to scramble to his right now. 2 men in pursuit. Finally gets rid of the football and throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
What an athlete. Smart decision. Just a great decision there, Nick. Boy, he can move around and really extend the play, but there is a point. He wanted to go upfield, and you'll see the defender right there in front of him, and he knew it, and get rid of the ball. Avoid an 8, 9, 10, 12 yard, probably a 10 or 12 yard loss there, Nick, if he didn't throw it away. So
3rd and 13 coming up.
Smart decision.
Football at the Grizzly 32-yard line. Bishop Guertin hoping to force another punt. All right. Grizzlies will spread it out again. Schmidt is the lone back. Perez is in the shotgun. And Bishop Guertin is going to rush 4. Again, Perez flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, throws across his body. Schmidt with a diving catch attempt. They roll incomplete.
Yeah, no, they say complete.
Well, the back judge ruled it incomplete. The line judge says complete.
I saw that, yeah.
And now the officials are going to get together. You could see the Cardinal coaching staff is adamant that ball hit the turf. The intended target was not Schmidt, but Mason LeClaire, the senior, who made a good effort either way.
Yeah, but looked.
They're going to rule it complete.
Looked like a catch there, Nick. But we're going to see a better look, I think, here. Comes out, goes to his weak side. Ooh, I think got away with one there.
They gave LeClaire the benefit of the doubt. It's a first and 10. Did. Clean pocket initially. Now Perez on a run to his right. There's another flag on the play. And he's spun down out of bounds again by Feliciano, who spearheaded this defensive effort throughout this first half. But again, there's a flag down near the first down marker at the Cardinal 43-yard line.
Usually that's a hold, Nick, in a situation like that.
There may have been some contact downfield.
Yep. Yeah, they're having a meeting there, Nick, for sure. And
the officials have been busy in this first half.
Yeah, it looks like there's some official Page there. What's his first name, Nick? Paul. Official Paul Page is really doing a great job getting everybody's thoughts on it, and they've come to consensus. That's what we love to see with these great officials we have in this state. They do a great job at that. Oh, defensive holding is declined. I didn't get the second penalty. What was the second penalty?
Well, they're both against the Cardinals. A blindside block, which was accepted.
Yeah, that's a 15-yarder. They're going to take that one. Absolutely.
It's the fifth against Bishop Guertin in this first half.
Yeah, they've cracked down on that really hard, Nick. They on all levels of football.
Perez on first and 10, airing it out a little too deep, incomplete.
Yeah, this is what
Sam Chouinard, who had the step, the sophomore couldn't quite get underneath.
Yeah, a lot of that's the passing route. That's a go route, Nick. Watch, he starts cutting inside when he should be going for the right down the line. That's where it was thrown, and it's very hard to stay outside and come in at the right time. Yeah, he's about 7 or 8 yards on the inside of the sideline. He's supposed to be going right. That's where he threw it, where Perez threw it anyway.
So second down and 10 after the incompletion.
You got to believe that's where he was supposed to be.
3 minutes in, second quarter. Bishop Guertin trying to protect a 7-0 lead. Goffstown hoping to get on the board. They won't do it here. It's incomplete. LeClaire took a shot anyway after dropping that one. Holmes made him pay the price.
Yeah, he sure did.
That
was close. That was, again, benefit of the doubt, right?
Pushing the limit for sure.
Yeah.
But that's been the kind of first half
it's been great
that we've seen, and that's really what we expected.
Oh, I expected nothing less of both these teams. To some degree, Nick, this game is a desire for both of these teams to establish themselves. Whoever wins this game, don't underestimate the importance of this from the playoff picture down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Because both of these teams, whoever wins benefits greatly and really shows that they're kind of turning the program around after each of them losing in close games last week.
3rd and 10, Perez over the middle, and the catch is made.
What a pass.
In traffic, Cam Chouinard able to pull that one in. The sophomore got the step a moment ago on that incompletion. They call his number again, and he reels it in at the 16-yard line for a first down.
If you look at this, Nick, it's just a great throw, but also a great pass route. And watch the receiver shield out the defense right here. Watch. He shields him out and he maintains body position. So he wanted it a little bit more. And that's what receivers need. Watch this. Yep. Great body positioning.
Back to the air. Again, Perez running for his life. Left side. Could not split defenders. And is hauled down by Adam Paveglio, the junior, with his first tackle.
Did he get back to the line of scrimmage?
He
I can't
did
really
not.
tell.
He's going to lose 5.
Going to lose 5. Oh, yep.
To bring up a
Hard
second
to tell
down
from this angle.
and 15.
It's the lighting in this field, Nick, is the top level, top technology, most up to date, and it really makes it enjoyable to call a game. You don't have any lighting, glaring in your face, and you can really get good vision out there.
A brand spanking new press
Beautiful
box
place
to go with that new turf field.
Yep.
And the new lights here at Goffstown.
Absolutely.
Second down and 15. Grizzlies trying to get on the board here. Perez, clean pocket, 4-man rush, floats it right side. That one low to the ground and incomplete.
Yeah, he's not going to give it to him.
A good effort by the intended receiver, but no dice. That'll bring up a third down.
Yeah, didn't really set his feet there, and as a result, the ball just kind of dropped on him.
Owen Cole, the intended receiver, the junior. So officially a third down and 14. Nearly 5 minutes in, second quarter. Goffstown has converted 2 third downs
It's a
on
big
this
play.
drive. Big
play for the Grizzlies right now, Nick. You're almost basically in the red zone. You got to make it happen.
Perez trying to direct traffic on the run to his right, throws into the end zone, incomplete.
Boy, you are seeing some receiver defensive back battles, Nick, that are really fun to watch. Watch this on replay. This is just a terrific defensive play. Both teams have great recovery speed with their safeties and corners. Watch this. Watch this recovery. He's open. He's got separation. Look at that. And then watch it close right there. What a great job. Who is that? Number 14, is it? I can't tell.
Bishop Guertin's Ryan Connolly.
Yeah, what a great job. But we've seen it on both sides. Both sets of defensive backs are just doing a great job staying with the receiver close enough to be able to recover.
Fourth down and
Terrific
14. Goffstown going to go for it. The nose of the football is just shy of the 20. The first down marker is down at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, if this was 2-down territory, Nick, might have thought about going for 5 or 6 yards to put it together, but
Perez now in trouble. Flag on the play. He's going to tiptoe. He's going to release. He's going to throw it into the end zone, but it's too strong. Incomplete. But again,
yeah, got holding.
A couple of flags down near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I saw some holding there. It looked like number 60, Nick, on the play. We'll see this on replay.
It is a hold, and it will be declined.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, actually. I thought I saw a hold.
Either way, BG okay with the fourth down stop. They'll take over on downs.
Pace of the game is moving, as far as the time in between plays, Nick. It's not 2 minute, full speed, but
both teams have played up tempo.
They really have played up tempo. That's the phrase I was looking for.
We
I
have,
agree.
though, seen a combined 6 accepted penalties.
Yep.
In this first half,
which we talked about.
Another drive for Bishop Guertin. Their 7-0 lead still on the board. Bowen, who scored from 1 yard out, is going to pick this one up off the turf and make something out of nothing.
Really like the way Bowen followed his blocks right there.
Up across the 25 to the 26. In the end, it goes for 6.
Well, this is development football that happens over your younger years when you play. Watch Bowen wait for his blocker to take the outside kick-out position. Now watch this as he comes up the field. He sees him block outside. He cuts right inside. There's a quarterback that can run the ball right there.
Timeout on the field with just about 5 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. It's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. And finally by Colonial Printing, family owned for over 50 years. Start your next project today at colonialprintingnh.com. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Two teams looking for their first win of the year. Week number 2 statewide. We'll get a scoreboard watch coming up at halftime. On 2nd down and 4, a left side run is going to pick up the first down.
Yeah.
Second carry for the fullback, Julian Good, goes for 5 yards.
Yeah, they're without a doubt, Nick, they are running behind.
Well, the offensive line has been able to produce some chunk plays on the ground.
But Bishop Kern, they are continually running behind him, Nick.
And they've pulled both guards repeatedly.
They sure do.
Fake the handoff. They roll out the quarterback, and the catch is complete. Near side with room to maneuver is Miller Nichols. Flipped out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Good pickup of 16 through the air, Steve. Third completion for the sophomore quarterback, Nathan Bowen.
Very well designed play. Had Kern out there as a pulling guard, Nick. And he just did a great job providing the time necessary. He could have run the ball if he wanted to, but, had a receiver coming across and hit him beautifully. I think it's fair to say Nick Bowen is doing a very good, both quarterbacks are doing a good job. Of Bowen's
empty set here. Quick catch in traffic, and not much. As the catch by Alex Dolan only goes for a yard. A good effort there by Goffstown collectively. Meanwhile, one of the Grizzlies is slow to get up. Helped to his feet by the official. That's Max Cody, one of the veterans.
Yep.
The senior is okay, though. He's going to jog off the field for at least a play.
Let's give Goffstown credit, Nick. Yes, BG's moving the ball, to their credit there. But Goffstown's they just don't quit. They get 5 they come back, they make you work for it, and that's a good sign.
Still only a one-score game.
Yep.
Just past the midway point, second quarter. Another quick hitter up the middle, Feliciano to the second level.
A nice
Gonna
job.
plow his way for a first down and then some. All the way down to the Grizzly 35-yard line, a 14-yard pickup. Another muscle run there up the middle for Jonah Feliciano.
Yep. Just too much. Too many people at the point of attack, Nick. The question is, do they take they bring in another heavy linebacker to try to fill that gap? Nice
Pitch,
kick out.
Holmes, right side with room. Inside the 35, hit at the 31. Spins his way down inside the 30 to the 29.
Yeah, Matthew Goldstein. Watch the nice kick out that Matthew has right here. I believe it was number 6. If we get a good view here, this is how it's done. Watch it. Nice kick out block. Yep. 50 when it doesn't stop blocking the whistle either. Nice work.
12-yard run for Holmes. It's been busy in this first half. Feliciano trying to find something on a straight give. Going to push the pile down to about the 22-yard line.
Just too many pounds per square inch there, Nick, on those plays.
Chris Freitas with the tackle, one of the freshmen up front for Goffstown.
It almost becomes a push of war, and it's all about putting enough men at the point of attack, and it's just...
Here's the quarterback keeper. Bowen down inside the 15 near the first down stick.
Yep.
You're going to give him the first down at the 13. Up-tempo drive here for Bishop Guertin.
You may see Coach Nalen and Coach Preston utilize some of their timeouts here, Nick, because both offense and defensive line. But when you're the offense and you're moving the ball down the field, you tend to feel a little more downhill. Be surprised if we don't see a timeout here.
Coming up on 4 minutes until halftime.
Good job.
Yeah, this time
55. Shut
Holmes
it right down.
gets a taste of his own medicine. Hit at the line and driven backwards by Jaden Smith. Sophomore, he's checked in a few times defensively in this first half for the home team.
Nice defensive play there.
Holmes actually lost a yard.
They can get a first down, Nick. It looks to me like if they get to the 1.5, they're going to be able to get another first down. But really important here for Goffstown to make a stand here as they're going to get the ball back for sure at some point here.
They will get the second half kickoff.
Yep.
Feliciano, that fullback quick hitter, he's going to muscle his way down inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line.
Yep.
So it looks like 3rd down and 5 as we tick down towards the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, needless to say, Nick, how big a play this is, especially for the Grizzlies, Nick, on the defensive side of the ball. They got to make a stop here. And, these are the sort of things that can be a momentum turn. If they can come up big here and force either a field goal or potentially if they go for a touchdown and they shut them down, that's going to be a big win for them.
3rd down and 5 from the 6-yard line. Hard count. Bowen finally takes the snap, turns to his right, is hit. He's going to be dropped by Cody again.
Let me see. Cody is a one-man gang out there right now. He knows it. He is busting through the seams, Nick, and having a huge impact in this game.
Well, you can see how fired up he is.
Yeah.
So fired up, in fact.
He deserves it.
He inadvertently knocked his teammate over.
Yep. Yeah, he's pumped up.
Ball just inside the 5. No hesitation here to go for it.
They're going to go.
From Coach Nalen.
Big
Bishop
play in the
Guertin.
game.
They can still pick up a 1st down somewhere inside the 1. Meanwhile, Cody jumps.
Can't do it.
And this one is going to hurt Goffstown. It's a penalty against the Grizz.
Yep. That's going to make it a very different. It'll be what? I'm not sure it'll be a 1st down because it's half the distance of the goal.
Right.
So it's probably going to be on the 2.5. Well, that's a big difference between being out of the 4-yard line, Nick.
They spotted, actually, it looks like just inside the 2-yard line.
Yep.
And again,
big mistake there.
We're talking about 4th and a foot here.
Yep. Big difference.
Just a second penalty against Goffstown in this first half. BG trying to cash in. They fake the pitch to Holmes. They keep it with Bowen, and the sophomore is in the end zone.
Very well
for the second time in this first half.
Yeah.
13-0 Cardinals. An impressive drive there, a 4th down conversion. They keep it with the sophomore, and the quarterback delivers again.
Watch the great job here that Bowen does hiding the ball, Nick. This is just a great decoy. I really like this play. Look at this. Yep, very well done. He's got that ball before he pitches it, completely hidden. The defense just can't read that. Imagine trying to read that. Looks like he's running the ball, and he comes in and blocks ahead and does a little stutter step and a misdirection.
Extra point good as well. 14-0 Cardinals.
Nice play.
65-yard drive, a big 4th down conversion there.
And we talked about Laundry, Nick. Those penalties, in when you got two teams that, coming into this game, you had high expectations. Each team had high expectations. Still only 14-0 with a whole half to go. But that was a big penalty right there. But give Cody credit. What a terrific job. Other than that, what a terrific job he did downfield.
2 tackles for a loss.
Yep. Yeah, but he was penetrating and causing havoc. It really made BG earn that drive down the field to the Grizzly. The credit to the Grizzly defense. BG out of that double wing, Nick, really looks strong. You start playing teams that are even. It's a little bit different, but it is an offense that they've obviously worked on because they're executing pretty well here at a high level.
So 14-0 is the Bishop Guertin lead. Bowen's kick is handled by Schmidt off the bounce at the 15, makes his way to the 20s, sidesteps to his right and crosses the 25 before he's dropped at about the 29-yard line.
You're going to see a containment by Charlie Dabrowski. Is it Dabrowski? I believe it's Dabrowski. Watch the great contain. Number 20 he does here. Watch this on the replay. He will not let him get outside. He turns him up, and that's where his fellow special team and defenders. Here, you're going to see it right here.
All right, Steve. So Goffstown, they're going to take over at their own 31-yard line.
Look at that contain. Great job.
How aggressive are they here with $1:52 to go, knowing that they're going to receive the second half
I think
kickoff?
you play a little conservative here, and if it works for you.
Well, they're going to throw.
Yep.
And it's a quick hitter.
Yep, but that's conservative. That's a quick out pattern. I like it. Move the ball down the field. Try to get past midfield if you can. Then you can get a little more aggressive. What you don't want to do, Nick, is have be too aggressive, get a pick six, and be 21 in the hole. going into the halftime. So you really got to be thinking about what you're doing here.
Second down and 6. Perez trying to escape.
Yep.
Gets tripped up. He's going to lose a yard.
Yeah.
Well, again, in the backfield for BG, Matt Goldstein, who's been active in this first half.
But a lot of zigging and zagging. When you decide to run, Nick, you just go. You find a seam and you just go. He did have an offensive lineman that was in front of him, but he could have gone either lane. To me, he just should have gone straight up. You see this play here, just kind of capitulated a little too long.
Got a timeout here by Bishop Guertin.
I'll say this for Perez, a quarterback, Nick. He's able to extend plays, but there's just the defensive coverage, the defensive back coverage has been terrific. Watch him, just a little too much. He starts to go.
Well, so Coach Nalen,
they close it up.
3rd and long coming up here, 3rd down and 9. He's hoping his team can get his offense the ball back.
Yeah.
With $1:36 to go. BG still.
What's he got, 2 timeouts, I think?
I believe with 2 timeouts remaining, each team with 2 to go.
You know Hal and the crew down there has got that right.
3rd down and 9. 4-man front for Bishop Guertin. 4 receivers set for the Grizz. They throw it near side. It's caught by LeClaire. Turns upfield, still alive across the 40. And that 2nd and 3rd effort pay off as Goffstown gets enough to move the chains. An 11-yard gain through the air. First catch of the night for Mason LeClaire, the senior.
Watch Cody Reeves. May have saved a touchdown here, Nick. Watch this shoestring right here. Right there. Wow. Good job, number 9. Look at the extension of the plays here.
Perez on 1st and 10, flushed out of the pocket.
Smart.
Throws it incomplete. Minute 12 to go, 2nd and 10 coming up.
This young man's athleticism, Nick Perez, has just been really remarkable. What's also been remarkable, as we just talked about earlier, the downfield coverage by the BG Cardinals defensive back pass defense has just been terrific. And if you notice, Perez, Nick, is out of the pocket almost every play. They are flushing him out. They're penetrating, putting him out beyond, on the outside, which is great on his part. He's a terrific athlete. But if you don't have anybody to throw to safely, credit goes to BG there.
And it's been a basic 4-man rush as well.
It has, and these guys are getting it done.
Perez, again a 4-man rush. This time, running room. Makes a man miss at midfield and dives head first into Cardinal territory down at the 43-yard line. Again, the offense scrambling to get everybody ready.
That's just great field awareness, Nick, there. He knew exactly where the first down marker was.
Goes for 13. Goffstown ready to go again.
They can get aggressive now.
In some trouble, flushed out by Goldstein. Perez going to let this one sail out of bounds, incomplete.
Yep.
2nd down and 10 coming with 50 seconds even to go.
You got plenty of time, Nick, and you got a timeout to throw the ball downfield. You got 2 timeouts. The whole middle of the field there, 20 yards down the field, is wide open. You get it. You finish the run. You got 46 seconds left. You call a timeout. You still got 1 left. And then you start putting pressure on the BG defense as you get towards the end zone. To me, you really need to have a receiver out in the middle because he wouldn't be covered as of right now, from what I've seen.
2nd and 10.
You could get 25, 30 yards, maybe go all the way.
Schmidt, the lone back to the right of Perez. 4-man rush, quick throw to the flat, catch made. And a zigzagging move will bring the receiver inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, don't really understand that play. Somebody's injured.
Got a timeout here to stop the clock with 38 seconds.
Yeah, there's something that doesn't look good, Nick. Yeah, looks like the arm. Could be the collarbone.
Well, both trainers are out and taking a look. If you're just joining us, Bishop Guertin is struck first midway through the first quarter following a bad punt. Cardinals took advantage of a short field, pieced together a 39-yard drive, 1-yard touchdown run, got him on the board from Nathan Bowen, who added the extra point with his right foot. 7-0 our score after 1. And then Bowen again on a 4th down moments ago, able to score this time from 2 yards out. and convert again
that's
on
Cody.
the extra point try. So 14.
I think there's a possibility. Look at him. A tough kid.
That's Jaden Smith.
I'm not 55?
Yeah, Jaden Smith, who's been important up front
my gosh, yes.
for Goffstown. But as you said, great sign to see him walking off on it.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. But it is terrific to see him go off the field. He's banging his helmet. That's just a great thing to see right there. I thought it looked like it may have been more serious than, and we still don't know, but to walk off the field like that's an awful good thing to see.
3rd and 5.
Tough kid. Good football player.
The clock ticking again following the injury timeout. We're down to 30 seconds. Perez wants to make sure his guys are set. 2 receivers each side. Takes the snap from the near hash. Here's a corner blitz. Flushed out, throw on the run, and it's caught by LeClaire. A juggling grab at the 10. He's dragged down at the 5.
And they got the timeout with 15 seconds left.
33-yard hookup, the longest play from scrimmage so far tonight. Sets up a 1st down and goal.
Well, 2 things right there. Watch the separation he gets, and Perez throws it to the spot where the defensive back can't, and he can't see it. And that's just a great concentration. Who was the receiver on that?
LeClaire.
Great concentration by LeClaire. Watch him. He knows exactly. He's backing up. He knows what he has to do to get the body position. Now watch that slide. See the slide? What a terrific job.
Got the step on defender Drew Redfern.
Yep. What a
junior.
terrific throw and a terrific reception at a big time in this football game, Nick.
Timeout on the field. Goffstown is going to use their 2nd to stop the clock with 15 seconds to go before halftime. Coming up at halftime, a look back at stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard on a busy Friday night in week number 2.
Got the deep red lights, Nick, for the Grizzly fans on the home side there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've got the color coordination going on here.
They're pulling out all the stops here. This is a event that the community and beyond is going to want to come to. They always was a great place to watch a game. Always. Yep. Spirited fans, dedicated, loyal fans.
They had the lights in the offseason.
Now they have the venue to match it up. It's really good.
Friday night football for the first time in a generation.
If they get in the end zone here, you're going to hear a roar.
Goffstown trying to score just before halftime. Perez on a keeper, lunging for the pylon. Is he in?
He in.
Touchdown, Goffstown.
What an athlete.
A 5-yard touchdown run for the senior Jaden Perez. He goes airborne.
Look at the lights here.
And now it's rock and roll time here in Goffstown.
Wow, what a terrific thing. This is great. Friday night lights, huh? I got Mr. Strickland over here. Yeah, he told us we were going to see this, and he really meant it. This is fabulous. This is just terrific.
So
a lot of thought from the bagpipes, Nick, to the chorus. This is just a wonderful, wonderful evening, and everybody's having a ball. And Goffstown just scored and is making a game out of this thing.
McKenna Kelly.
He's got a good leg.
Coming on here to try and convert the extra point. Got a long count, and now a flag is going to blow this dead.
Is it a flag or a timeout?
See a flag?
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Along the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we saw her over in the Jamboree, Nick, and she's
got a leg.
Yep.
False start.
Good kicker.
Well, they're going to need her here as the kick just became 5 yards longer. 3rd Goffstown penalty of the game. So Kelly now, Steve, is going to have to convert from 25 yards out.
Yep. Well, she can do it.
Perez is the holder.
Seeing the distance.
Trying to trim the BG lead down to 7. Snap, hold, kick, up, and
right
good.
Through.
No problem for Kelly.
Nope. Good.
So Perez on a 5-yard touchdown run leads Goffstown down the field. In what? Just over 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 2 things here. Not only was that a very good drive down the field, Nick, it's Goffstown offensive. You know, this is their playbook. This is how they look at that dive into the end zone. What an athlete this young man is. Really impressive. But the thing about this drive, Nick, is it leaves 10 seconds on the clock for BG, and that's a big deal. You leave a minute 10, minute 20 with 2 timeouts. They can go into halftime unless something really crazy happens. They go in within one score.
Chance to double dip, as we talked about as well.
Exactly, and then they get the ball, to your point, Nick, in the second half. So things were looking, starting to get to that. I wouldn't call it grim, but uphill battle was kind of deepening there, and
a timely answer.
A timely answer
for Goffstown. Yep. So still 10 seconds remaining. Kelly is going to tee this one up at the 40-yard line. And the Cardinals are going to hope for a big return here. Two of their faster players back deep, Connolly and Dolan. Kelly is going to offer a line drive effort. One of the up men, Cam Folds, the sophomore, is going to work to his right. Trying to break towards the sideline. Wow. He's tackled below the knee by Perez.
By who else?
At about the 45-yard line. Again, a flag is thrown. This one after the whistle. In fact, two officials seemingly spotting the same infraction.
1 second left. Yeah, they're going to talk about it. I think there's a little conversation going on here.
Well, based on...
You may see this flag picked up.
Based on Coach Nalen's body language, it may be against BG. Yeah, it's been a penalty-filled first half.
Yep. How about Perez on that defensive special teams play there, Nick? He had the corner. Perez comes out of nowhere, shooting a vector like a bullet, and just a form tackle. You're going to see it right here. There's no Coach Preston, after what you told Coach Preston, you are right on about this young man as a defensive backfield style player. This kid's the type of kid that could earn a special teams spot on his freshman year, for gosh sakes. That's just a form tackle right there. Never a doubt.
I think the quote was last night from Coach Preston.
Coach Nalen is not happy
he's
right
one
now.
Of the Perez, one of the best athletes he's ever coached, and that's saying something.
Well, we're seeing a lot of things. I mean, he's everywhere in the field, Nick. Special teams having an impact right there. Offense at quarterback. Look at that run. Massive impact on offense. And defense, he's been keeping him in the game. Really forcing BG to work the ball down the field. Methodically, they're doing it, but you got to give this young man a lot of credit.
Got a block in the back, so add another one onto the total.
Yeah,
for
Coach
Guertin.
Nalen clearly didn't agree with that, Nick. He was, respectfully, but really letting the official know that he didn't agree.
His team has been penalized 6 times in this first half. Bowen is going to drop a knee, and that's going to bring us to halftime. Bishop Guertin, they scored the first 2 touchdowns of the game. Built up a 14-0 lead, but Goffstown over the final couple of minutes come back with an answer of their own. A 7-point game at the midway point. Halftime here in Goffstown under the lights.
Can't really say I'm surprised about the flow of this game, Nick, and the score at halftime. We talked about this on Gridiron last night with the coaches, and there's a lot of respect that both coaches have for the others, the opposition's programs, and you can see why both of these coaches are leading these teams. This is there's a lot of flags. Don't deny that, but there's also a lot of good tactical football going on out there. It's pretty impressive.
All right, coming up in just a couple of minutes, a look back at that first half, stats, highlights, analysis, plus an exclusive interview with Scott Gross, the man who made this new field happen. We'll get the insights on what exactly went on with the new press box, etc., with Scott Gross. And, of course, a look around the state as well. A busy week 2 here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. So a lot to get to at halftime. BG out in front of Goffstown, 14-7 at the break. You are watching our Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Colonial Printing is family owned and celebrating 50 years of quality print services for New Hampshire businesses and can help yours as well. Whether it's creative design, digital or offset printing, or banners and signs, with state-of-the-art technology, unlimited industry sources, and the ability to think outside the box, Colonial Printing will help you get your job done. To see their full list of services, promo products, and portfolio, or to request an estimate, visit colonialprintingnh.com. That's colonialprintingnh.com.
Steve Beals here at halftime, and we've got ourselves a game. And with me, I have a terrific guest, a guy I've known for quite a while now, and a Goffstown treasure in Scott Gross. Scott, you are the
I'm the business administrator.
The business administrator of Goffstown High School, and we have enjoyed this field tonight. Tell us how this all culminated, and how did it? I mean, you just pulled out all the stops.
Well, we got really lucky in a way.
Yeah.
So for one, this project was funded by no tax dollars, which is unbelievable. So we did
live free or die New Hampshire.
So we were able to use a grant, but more importantly, Justin Huff had a relationship with an anonymous donor. That anonymous donor donated $500,000 to the project, and that really was the impetus for that. And then from there, the press box that we're in right now, this is a treasure, as you know.
Unbelievable.
whether it's and this was all built by donations for the most part. So we had members of the football booster club. They owned some private businesses. Kevin Simard and his family took care of the windows. We had the Sperry family.
A lot of these names are people that have football past. They don't have kids in school anymore.
So many.
You don't want to say that,
you know. And it's just you and I want to shout out two guys, right? Mike Charest and Barry Charest. They're not brothers.
Yep.
But they were parents of players on this team. Those guys spent 20 hours a week as this field was being built. I kid you not.
Wow.
All volunteer, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without their help. The power of families and the community. This place
and their love for Goffstown sports,
and could not have done it without them.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise that it came out like this, because you can see this isn't just a project that was just the particular the attention to detail on so many elements of to be able to put on a grand event. The lights going. I mean,
that's the coolest thing I think of the lights. Because when we had the opportunity,
I
to do
heard that
was
from
cool.
somebody else. And, oh well, that's great, but I had no idea it was like this. And then lighten up the whole grizzly, the burgundy or the dark red there in the crowd. And the field, I walked and I said, boy, would it be nice to have my feet feel like that all the time. The turf is just fabulous. The other thing is we don't have a track around this field.
Yeah, we didn't have there's no space, and that was an issue.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
but to call a game and to watch a game, it's terrific.
Well, right.
Yeah.
And so if you look at if you go to like a UNH or some of these high schools where you have a track, you're very far away.
Yeah.
And here in this press box, you are pretty much on top of the field. It's a phenomenal experience.
I'm watching a very I call them scrappy. I'm watching a team that's got that just doesn't give up easy.
Yeah.
And a different style team. What happens? They wind up going out 14-0, and they scrap back for a touchdown.
I think you
talk
nailed
about
it.
this team.
I think you nailed it. I mean, the last couple of years. You're talking about a Goffstown program that has had tremendous success. Over the last decade, they had some really lean times. I mean, they've won 1 or 2 games in the last 2 seasons.
Yep.
Brought in a new coach and really has changed the dynamic and the spirit of the team. They felt somewhat downtrodden.
Yep.
And then John Preston comes in and the buy-in. I mean, you had 30, 40 kids going to 6 o'clock in the morning workouts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost unheard of.
Yeah, and the numbers are up.
And the numbers are up. And more importantly, now we started a middle school. So under Justin Huft, he said, hey, we need a middle school program. And the Booster Club is funding that initially. So Justin was smart enough to know that we got to do a feeder program. And the communication now between our middle and our high school, the future is very positive for Goffstown football in the next few years.
Well, I'll tell you, Scott, you've been. Everybody tells me that Scott Gross was center of this thing, and every project needs a person with a center of influence. And I know you were involved in that, and I'm sure this community appreciates everything you do. And it's great to have a business manager with business sense in a public school system, because that's how these things get done in the private sector when they did.
That's super kind of you to say that. But
and again, the feeling we've walked in here, and Al's given us cupcakes, and the refrigerator's open up with water, and we got a great spot here. Air conditioning, the whole 9 yards. Boy, I'll tell you, this is a joy to come to a game here. Well, one last thing I noticed about because I'm a big guy in architecture.
Yeah.
One of the key things you did is you built this deep.
Yeah.
And by building it deep, you've got that people can roam, and it's just a great environment.
Well, we wanted it to be a venue, where we're more than just the press box. People could be up here. So
soup to nuts from the way the guys come out in the field and bagpipes.
That's new.
I mean,
too.
this is just fabulous. Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
And
all the
Nick,
work you do.
Everything.
There's going to be families, and this community is going to enjoy this complex for decades to come.
All right, and thank you and Nick for doing your job and covering high school sports. I mean, it's something that is great for a lot of families.
And I think you've got a young team here that's as tough as nails, and I think Goffstown football's got a good future.
I appreciate it.
Really
Thanks,
do.
Steve.
You bet. Thanks, Scott.
Oh, there he is, the great Scott Gross.
Yep.
The man behind the scenes here in Goffstown.
And he's also announcing on Goffstown TV tonight as well.
He's wearing multiple hats for sure. 14-7, Bishop Guertin over Goffstown at halftime. Both teams looking to even up their early season record at 1-1. And you touched on it briefly, Steve, in that first half. There's a big difference psychologically between an 0-2 start and a 1-1 start.
Absolutely.
That's what's at stake here.
Yeah, the team that wins this game, both these teams, nobody's a loser in this game right now because the fight and the attitude and the commitment from both of these teams is just individual, player by player, right up to the coaching staff. They're both coaching their butts off on the side. All the coaches on the sidelines. It's just whoever. But the reality is, whoever wins this game, I see both of these as the teams that could make it into the playoff dance, Nick. And right, so there's going to be this second half is going to be a lot of fun to watch because everybody knows it that these teams are going to be they're going to win games, Nick, and they're going to get better. There's a lot of improvement that I've seen just since the Jamboree with both of these teams because we had the fortune of seeing them, and these teams are progressing well. It's going to be interesting the matchups they have throughout the year. But I think both coaches, regardless of record, these kids know that they're playing the way the coaches want, and there's buy-in here, and that's such a key.
Bishop Guertin got on the board first. A muffed punt set up a short field. A few plays later, BG from 39 yards out pieced together the first scoring drive. It was capped off on a 1-yard touchdown from sophomore quarterback Nathan Bowen. And BG held on to that 7-0 lead through the end of the quarter. And then late in the first half, final 2 minutes, touchdowns both ways. The first, a second for Bowen. From 2 yards out, it came on a 4th down. He's also the kicker, 2 for 2 on the extra point tries in that first half. 14-0 BG with $1:58 to go. Then Goffstown strung together a pretty impressive drive, nearly 70 yards.
Not only on the field, from the sidelines as well. Well-managed drive. Sorry.
That included several third-down conversions and included the longest play from scrimmage either way in that first half, a 33-yard hookup through the air from Jaden Perez to Mason LeClaire. Perez finished off the drive with his legs, scored from 5 yards out with just 10 seconds
But I think he ran
remaining.
40 yards to do it. And the athleticism that she showed and the determination to get across the line head first there and just get inside the marker was just terrific, Nick. One other thing I want to call real quick out. Again, I know we talk about it a lot, but it needs to be talked about a lot. These officials tonight have done a terrific job. The conferencing, if you watch these guys, they're in the right position every time, so you know whatever call they make, you're getting the best look at it, and they just work together. Paul Page and crew's done a terrific job tonight. I expect nothing less the second half. 6
penalties accepted against Bishop Guertin in that first half for an even 70 yards.
Yeah.
That cannot sit too well with Coach Nalen. Goffstown okay with 3 for 11 in that first half. So that's a look at the penalty situation. Neither team turned the football over either in that first half. Some unofficial stats. We'll start with Perez, the senior quarterback for Goffstown. Ended up with 71 yards through the air, including 44 of those to Mason LeClaire. The senior posted those numbers on just 2 catches. And 18 rushing yards for Perez in that first half, including the 5-yard touchdown run. For Bishop Guertin, again, the 2 scores on the ground from Nathan Bowen. He also completed 3 passes through the air for 27 yards in that first half. And the bell cow really was A.J. Holmes, the senior, 9 carries for 58 yards unofficially. He's the game's highest rusher at the midway point.
Not only that, it's that when they implemented the double wing, Mr. Holmes really performs well because it's kind of made for him in a way. Nick, just so I have that right, the gentleman that got injured that walked off the field looked like he was in pretty good shape was Maxwell Cody, if I have that correct, number 55, correct?
I've got 55 as Jaden Smith, who is the junior defensive linebacker. However, there are some double numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
On the Goffstown
whoever
roster.
that is, we're only going by what we see here. Whoever that was, it was just terrific to see, kind of banging his helmet and raising that shoulder, whatever. So let's hope he was a real factor in the game. Thought he was playing great. They need him in the second half. Hopefully he'll be there.
All right. You ready for some scores, Steve?
Yes.
I know this is your favorite portion of the broadcast. Let's start.
I enjoy it.
In Division 1. Well, you can't cheat. You can't be looking them up as
I'm not.
As I'm telling you. All right, how about Winnicott, Steve? They were 30-20 winners last week against longtime rival Portsmouth. Right now, the Warriors with a 13-7 lead over Spalding at halftime. The Red Raiders looking to bounce back after a
tough loss last week.
Very tough loss against Keene. So Winnicott on top of Spalding, 13-7 at halftime. Exeter, it looks like they're about to be 2-0. Blue Hawks with a 29-0 lead over Nashua North as they begin the fourth quarter in Nashua. Coach Ball's Blue Hawks blowout winners in week number 1 as well. The Titans are staring 0-2 in the face. Alvern, Steve, hanging around with Salem. Blue Devils do have a 13-7 lead with 3 minutes to go until halftime, but the Broncos are certainly in the ballgame.
They are for real. They are for real. There are a lot of people talking about the Broncos. They're back. We saw some of that I saw some film last year where the new coaching staff there. They're another team that's working their way up the ladder, and that certainly looks like it's in full form this year.
They put up 35 points last week in a victory over Manchester Central against Salem. Looking for their first win of the year, leading Alvern 13-7 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Update from the Winnicott Spalding contest. That's now 13-6 Winnicott.
How much? What was it again?
13-6 Winnicott, start of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So things tightening.
Yeah, tight game
there. Spalding hoping.
Well, sometimes you have those regional rivalries that have just been going on for decades.
Yep.
It's never an easy, never a romp usually.
No.
There's even a team that really suffered, of the loss to the extent that the Red Raiders did last week. Nick, they're just coming back fired up, and it's always a good game.
Some Division II scores: Trinity and Kingswood tied at 21 at halftime, and Bow with a 2-score lead over Merrimack Valley to begin the fourth quarter, 23-7.
Okay, if they're 23 over Hanover, you said? Who is it?
Bow?
Bow?
Merrimack Valley.
Merrimack Valley.
Yep.
What does that say about Pelham, who defeated Bow last year? Was that Sauhegan? No, that was Pelham.
That was Pelham last week.
Pelham defeated them handily last week, and Bow, by much of the media, was predicted to be the winner this year. So how about that?
Falcons looking for their first win to even the record. At 1-1, of course, we'll keep an eye on the rest of the scores as we move forward. But we're about to begin the second half here in Goffstown. The home team won the toss and deferred to the second half. So the Grizzlies set to receive the opening kick of this third quarter. Bowen is ready. He's going to kick a short one near side. It's handled above the head at the 35-yard line, dropped at the 38. Is one of the up men, Grady Schutenard, the junior. So a pretty good return off the short kick and decent starting field position here for Jaden Perez and the Goffstown offense. 1st and 10 at their own 38.
Yeah, very important for them to at least win the field position battle after their drive is over, Nick. Obviously they want to score, but you don't want to go down by another touchdown. You want to move the ball down the other end. And
split backfield behind Perez on 1st and 10. Handoff to the tail, who weaves his way across the 40. Push back at the 41 by Holmes and company.
Yeah.
Also, one of the tri-captains was in there as well for
Miller
Bishop
Nichols,
Guertin.
right? 6, he was in there.
Yep, Nichols was there. Aaron Chimalecki.
Yep. There's a name.
On
we
the
know
spot as well. That's a football family.
That's a football family. BG football family, for sure.
3-yard gain to set up 2nd down and 7. Not a whole lot of consistent success on the ground in that first half for Goffstown.
No, most of it is...
Jurgen Gannon, the ball carrier there, on his first carry, trying to give him a lift. 2nd down and 7, a chance of defense from the visitor sideline. It's a sneak. Perez straight up the field, hard running, dragged down by Chimalecki, very close.
I think he's got it.
Trying to find the 48-yard line. He does. 1st down. 7-yard carry for Perez. Started to make some plays with both the arm and the legs.
It didn't do it all by himself. He had some block in there, and he chose the right lane. Good job, the Grizzlies getting off the ball there, Nick, and winning the trench battle. So, wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this. Really get Perez in the game more with runs, not just scrambling and passing, but
really only had 2 or 3 carries in that first half.
Yeah, by design. Right. Yes.
See what he does here. He's got a wing in motion. He's under center. 4-man front for Bishop Guertin. That's been the look tonight for the Cardinals. Give to Schmidt. His first carry of the second half is a straight give.
Yep.
Crosses midfield and is gang tackled At about the 47-yard line, we'll call it a pickup of 4. Another tackle there for Bishop Guertin's Cole Reeves. So officially a 4-yard pickup for Schmidt. Schmidt was busy in that first half, was kind of bottled up. His lone run, 7 yards.
Yep. But I will tell you, Nick, it looks to me like Goffstown offensive line, at least initially here, is getting off the ball better. And they're coming out firing out a little lower.
Quarterback keeper again. Perez trying to bounce it, but he's got a man around his waist. Driven down by your boy, Steve. That's Bishop Kearns, the sophomore, with
really
another
love watching
tackle.
This kid. And I got to tell you, number 62 on the Goffstown offensive defensive line I'm watching too. He's looking solid as well. I don't see him out there right now. I figured he's a guard, so I can't see the number. Maybe he is out there.
3rd down and 3.
Here he comes.
After a 3-yard carry for Perez.
Yep, both of these guys.
Goffstown, they converted 3 third downs on that scoring drive in the final 2 minutes before the break. Hoping for that same 3rd down magic here. 2 receivers short side left.
Look for a run to the left side here.
8 men in the box for BG. Split backfield behind Perez, and they're going to blow it dead. Flag thrown.
Delay of game.
And a delay of game against Goffstown.
Yeah, long time it took, Nick, to get that substitution in. These guys got to be sprinting on and off the field. Kind of jogging out here, and it just eats up the clock awful fast. That's an error. Not the kind of penalty that you want to study on Monday on film at all.
Well, 3rd and 3 turns into 3rd and 8.
Yeah, think about that for a second. 3rd and 3 turns. That is a huge, and all it was because they didn't run out the field full speed.
Just over 3 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter, opening drive of the second half. 3rd down and 8. Some of the offensive linemen with a quick word for one another, trying to get on the same page in this 4-receiver set. It's a screen. LeClaire is hit and driven out of bounds.
Yep.
Feliciano again.
It changed the whole complexion of the offensive set there, Nick. That is a really, really bad penalty to take at that time. Really cost them. 3rd and 3 when you've got Perez there to run. It opens up the playbook to so many other plays.
They lose 3 yards in the process.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? It's just a quickie on the outside. These defensive backs for BG have just done a stellar job reading, reacting, and finishing their tackles. Been very impressive.
Alex Dolan is the man back deep for BG. He's going to backpedal inside the 20. Perez standing at his own 36. Takes a chin-high snap. It's a fake. He's going to run right side, back to the line of scrimmage. He's got to get to the 41. He's got it. 1st down, and then some.
I swear to you, Nick, I was going to say watch the fake. I was just the way it was lined up, you could just tell. And that's just a great outside block there. Watch this on the right side, the kick-out block. Now watch. Look at that. Pushing number 29 outside, and Perez knows how to follow his blocks. Just a terrific job.
That's a 20-yard pickup.
Coach Preston's a win. He's coming to win. And I like the call. I was just going to say watch the fake. That's exactly what happened.
So the drive stays
believe me, Nick? You
alive.
believe me?
I'll give you the benefit of that.
I appreciate that. I really mean it.
1st down and 10.
You could feel it.
From the Cardinal 32, it's back to Schmidt, the senior, though. Cannot find any sledding.
Nothing there.
Jim Alecki with a bear hug. Drives him backwards. They'll spot him down where? Somewhere around the 35-yard line with the forward progress. Actually give him a pretty favorable spot at the 33. Only a yard loss.
No, obviously this drive is long from over. But this is a big win for the Grizzlies, Nick, just to get the field position changed. And I think Coach Preston, rightly so, realized that this is the point in the game. I can't just give it to these guys right now. I've got the best, if not the best athlete in the field, one of them for sure, and I'm going to put it in his hands.
This has already turned into an almost 5-minute drive.
Yep.
As the Grizzlies continue to chew clock. 2nd down and 11. Perez on a drop back. Looking, throwing down the middle, and intercepted by Connolly.
Flag down.
It's picked off. The two are still scrapping for it, but the official signals Cardinal ball.
Okay, when we see this, Nick, you're going to see the receiver stop running his route.
Meanwhile,
it's the reason for the interception.
The penalty was against Goffstown.
Watch
it's
this.
declined.
You're going to see the receiver stop. See, he stutter-stepped, slowed down, and Perez threw the ball to the proper spot, but the receiver had slowed down. The timing is all off in that situation. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but that ball could have been caught if he followed through in his route. Watch it. You're going to see it here.
It's the first turnover either way.
Yeah, see how he stopped? No, he stopped in the middle of his route. You cannot do that. You have to believe that your quarterback, especially an athlete like Perez, is going to get it to you. If he doesn't, that's not on you.
BG,
you've got to do your job.
Cardinals now pinned at their own 6-yard line. 1st and 10, keeper. Bowen, right side, lowers the shoulder and staggers upfield for a few more.
Yeah, and those are big yards to get, Nick, at that point inside your own red zone.
That's an 11-yard pickup and a first down.
And athleticism got 6 of it.
So Bowen, who, again, scored 2 on the ground in that first half, has looked pretty good here. He's a guy who had competition as recently as 2 weeks ago.
I know.
And is now the lone quarterback,
and you could see
and the starter, unquestioned.
Absolutely. Here we go.
On 1st and 10.
Nice tackle.
Another carry for Reeves.
I don't think anybody's going to walk away from this game thinking that the Grizzlies and the Cardinals can tackle, because they can. The tackling on both sides of the field both teams has been fabulous and very technically sound. And when you can block properly and tackle properly, Nick, you've got a football team and you got something to work with. Now it's fine-tuning.
Midway through the third quarter. On a 2nd down and 8, Bowen back under center. The pitch is left side, and this is for the speedster, Alex Dolan. Looking for the edge. Going to roll his way up to the 24, maybe the 25, a couple yards shy. In fact, 3 yards short of the first down marker. So 3rd down and 3. On the way for BG.
For me, Nick, when I used to coach, this is prime time in a close football game. When you start getting towards the middle end of the third quarter, something usually snaps one way or the other. Needless to say, how big a play this one is for both teams.
It's been a quick moving third quarter so far.
Absolutely. A lot of running.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go. BG hoping to convert. Goffstown would love a stop here. 3rd down and 3. Knee-high snap. Bowen goes straight up the middle. First down and then some. Yep. Going to bulge his way across the 35 to the 37-yard line, a gain of 14.
Yeah, now in prime time, both quarterbacks, Nick, are really stepping up for prime time here. And we've seen Perez do it all game, but this young man, Bowen, is doing a terrific job, Nick, moving his team. A very mature individual. You can see why Coach Nalen was high on him last night on our Gridiron Show.
Had 17 rushing yards unofficially in that first half on this drive. 2 carries, 25 yards for the sophomore. Meanwhile, another whistle, another delay here. Clock frozen just inside of 5 minutes to go, third quarter.
I still call back to that penalty on Goffstown when it was 3rd and 3. Now becomes 3rd and 8. That was a critical part of the game for Goffstown to be able to move the ball downfield, but at least they stopping him here.
Look out. This one broken up immediately. Shooting into the backfield, James Kutu, one of the junior defensive linemen for Goffstown. The results, a loss of 3 to set up 2nd and 13. No chance there for the fullback ball carrier, Julian
Play
Good.
never developed properly, really. Defensive line got in the backfield, kind of messed up the lane. Good job by Goffstown.
Coming up on 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 2nd down and 13. Bowen back in the gun. Looks right, throws right. Got a man. Caught and drilled.
Great tackle. Open field. This guy.
With a gorgeous stick, and the receiver, Alex Dolan, paid the price.
He is an impressive defensive back.
He'll take 6 on the completion, though.
Who wouldn't want that young man as one of your safeties, Nick? He is everywhere. His ability to read plays.
Well, we spoke with Coach Preston. He said that he can really diagnose a play within a split second.
He's shredding plays early, too. His speed, to recover when he might be a little bit out of position, you never realize it because his recovery speed.
3rd and 6, another quick throw and a catch for Connolly. His 3rd grab of the game. He's across midfield. He's got a first down, and then a late hit
not good.
is going to come against Goffstown.
Not
LeClaire
He's 5 yards out of bounds, Nick. You're trying to win a football game.
A body slam
and
there.
You do a body slam.
Well out of bounds.
That is just not good.
That's going to be the
look at that. He's 5 yards out of bounds, and he lifts him up and jacks him. That's just there's nothing about that play that's going to get any justice for you. It's just not going to. That's just you're taking it in your own hands to be aggressive out of bounds, and you got another 10 guys out there playing their butts off trying to win a football game. That's just not going to get it done.
So a gain of 14, you tack on the 15, which is the biggest penalty against Goffstown so far tonight.
Basically, just you're almost in the red zone here. You know, that's just not smart football. We talked about keys to the game, penalties, Nick. We talked about it right before the game started. What an important part of that's going to be, and it's certainly working out now to be that. That to be the case. Excuse me.
5-yard pickup for Feliciano sets up 2nd and 5. Clock ticking down towards 3 minutes in this third quarter. Tackle made there for Goffstown by the co-captain Jacob Gagne. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. BG built leads of 7-0 and 14-0 before Goffstown in the final minute, the final few seconds before halftime, got on the board. An interception killed a promising Goffstown drive, and now BG has been on the march ever since. Meanwhile, another completion near side and another hard hit offered by the man in coverage, Perez.
Mr. Perez brings it, I'll tell you. If you're going to catch it, you're going to pay. That's part of a safety's job. Very clean hit.
10-yard completion to Dolan.
Let's watch Mr. Bowen here. You're seeing a young sophomore quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I thought he looks like at least a junior. And this young man is really doing a great job leading his team down the field.
He's got some size.
He
Not
does.
sure exactly what his height
He's got vision
and weight look like, but he's certainly bigger than your average sophomore. He's got a running lane here. He goes up the middle, and he's in the end zone for a 14-yard touchdown run. It's a hat trick for the sophomore Nathan Bowen. He scored 2 short rushing touchdowns in that first half. He adds this one from 14 yards away, and suddenly the lead balloons back to 2 scores at 20-7.
Yeah, he looked awful good in that run, Nick. He chose the proper lane. And if you watching this play on the replay, Nick, you're going to see a quarterback that knows the importance of this run and protecting the football. Protect the football first, get in the end zone second. And he's got it wrapped here. Watch, you're going to – oh, actually, this is the what a great view for a field goal.
Extra point. Bowen's kick is a line drive effort and good as it sneaks inside the left upright. He's 3 for 3 on extra point tries. 21-7 BG. They cap off a 94-yard drive, mostly on the ground. Bowen scores from 14 out to put the cherry on the sundae.
Now watch Bowen. Watch him protect the football. Gets through the line, puts it in the proper side on the outside the whole time. Got his football in the 5-point pressure. Terrific job. Chose a good lane. Look at the blocking he's getting up front.
Huge hole.
Huge hole. Look at that. Protects the football. Lowers his opposite shoulder. Goes in the end zone.
So 21-7 as BG matches their largest lead from back in the second quarter.
Not saying they wouldn't have got it anyway, Nick, but heavily assisted with a downhill style, a penalty that kind of makes makes BG feel like we're really running downhill. It just steepens the grade and makes it very difficult to defend when all of a sudden you make a stop and something like that happens and you lose 15 yards.
On the kick return. Pretty good one here across the 30 and still scrapping.
Yeah, BG
at the
fired
35.
up right now.
He's going to lean forward to about the 37-yard line. Grady Chouinard, the young speedster, the junior, with another solid return. So Goffstown with work to do.
Yeah,
just over 2 minutes to go.
They're
third
by
quarter.
no means out of this game, but they've got to start playing smart from here on in. No more mistakes. And no more mental errors, Nick. It's one thing if but the mental errors like that, it's just you can't do that to your teammates.
Perez checking the wristband. Got the play in now. Split backfield, 2 receivers left. Handoff up the middle. It's Gannon. He's dragged down from behind. Well, somebody got him by the shirt.
Yep.
Yusuf Michaels with the tackle. The senior able
Number
to hang
6,
on.
right? Number 6, Michaels? Is it 6? Because he was definitely in on it.
Yeah, Miller Nichols is number 6. He was in the area as well.
Yep.
But Michael's the big number 69 up front for BG.
What does that tell you when we start getting confused about who made the tackle? What that tells you is that you're getting defensive swarm and you're getting defenders to the ball.
Pick a number.
And you pick a number because everybody's there. And I would expect Coach Nealon's very happy about the defensive attitude that we're seeing out in this field and the way they're playing together.
Inside the final 90 seconds, third quarter. Another stretch run, trying to get to the edge and turning the corner successfully for a first down.
Okay, that's a
good-looking run there.
Hell of a play right there. That was
Corey Gagnon.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is you're using Perez now as a decoy, and he just sells it beautifully. Watch this. And you think the rest of the whole right side of the defense is staying home, protecting themselves against Perez going around the other corner. And that's what got him the head start. And give credit to the Grizzly blockers, Nick. Did a great job getting out in front and holding the defense off. That is a big play.
Goes for 13 for Gagnon. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 46-yard line. Perez, handoff, Schmidt, right side, and he's going to be bottled up for a loss. Again, it's Bishop Kearns. His 3rd tackle for a loss tonight.
Now, this is going to be a guy to watch, Nick, not only just this year. He's a junior, right?
I think he's a sophomore.
Oh, my gosh. Another sophomore that's having a huge impact in the game.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
I'm telling you, this is
Schmidt has been bottled up.
when you can get a guy like these guys that both of these teams have playing at the sophomore level, that's a good sign. You got a good leadership class coming up through next year.
Final 35 seconds here, third quarter. 2nd down and 10. Man in motion is Gagnon. Perez straight back. Flag on the play. Throws down the middle. Catch is made by Schutnard. If it stands, Goffstown will have it at the 26-yard line after that completion of 20. But again, there's a flag on the play.
Unless this is encroachment, Nick, it's usually an offensive penalty.
The flag down near the line of scrimmage. Referee Paul Page says false start.
Yep. I mean, where that flag was thrown, it's either offsides or an offensive penalty. Clearly, that was the case right there. So that's a costly one.
A little bit of a difference between what we're seeing now from the Grizzlies in terms of penalties than what we saw in that first half. They had 3 for 11 before halftime. They've got 3 for 25 here in the third quarter alone.
In the third quarter alone. And what does BG have for a total?
BG had 6 for 70, all in the first half. They're penalty free here so far in the third quarter.
And it's having an impact.
Clock resumes inside of 20 seconds. A 2nd down and 15 from midfield. 4-man rush from Bishop Guertin. Right into the teeth of the defense goes Schmidt, and he only gets 2 yards.
Number 51, it looks like, in on the tackle. What a great tackle.
That's the junior defensive tackle, Matthew Goldstein.
And 58 in it as well. So
that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Bishop Guertin come up with a key interception, then they piece together a 94-yard drive. 3 touchdowns tonight for sophomore quarterback Nathan Bowen. Is it enough, or does Goffstown, under the lights, come back on their home field? We find out on the other side. Fourth quarter next, 21-7 BG after 3. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, the first play of the fourth quarter is a long broken play gain for Jaden Perez. On a 1st and 10, he escapes a collapsing pocket, and he makes another spectacular play with his legs. A gain of 12 there on a first down.
Boy.
Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Bishop Guertin, they scored first tonight. They built a 14-0 lead with inside of 2 minutes to go before the break. Goffstown came all the way back to score in the final seconds before halftime and set up a 14-7 game going into the third quarter. Grizzlies pieced together a multi-minute drive but turned the football over on an interception at the 6-yard line. Goffstown then pieced together a 94-yard drive that ate up the rest of that third quarter. They score in the final 2 minutes to make it 21-7, and that is where we are here inside of the fourth quarter now. Opening minute, 21-7 BG. Both teams hoping to even their early season records at 1-1.
One of the things I'm seeing here, Nick, is the interior linemen, the offensive linemen of Goffstown are starting to struggle hanging into their blocks, and the defensive linemen are essentially getting separation and standing there and catching these runners as they come through. And
Perez in trouble. Throws it down towards the end zone. It is tipped,
Whoa!
caught, and it's a touchdown. What a play is right. Cam Chudnard maintains the concentration. It was tipped by the defender up in the air, and Chudnard able to snag it and then bring it the rest of the way to the end zone, and all of a sudden we've got a one-score game yet again at 21-13.
Well, let's give this young man credit, Nick, because he clearly saw he wasn't going to catch that ball in the end zone. And a heads-up play of saying, I've got to at least deflect this. Now watch him. It's exactly what he does. Watch him. He comes up ahead. He says, I'm going to get it. He deflects it up, maintains the body position advantage, and lo and behold, he's in the end zone. How big is that? This extra point is huge, but we've got a one-score game again, Nick, and that's what Goffstown needed right there.
McKenna Kelly on for the extra point to try and trim the gap to 7. Able to connect on a long 25-yard extra point back in the second quarter, and shows off the right leg here as well.
Sure-footed.
So, a 33-yard touchdown hookup from Perez to Chudnard has this Goffstown crowd going nuts.
And one of the things, if we see it on replay again, is let's focus on Perez. Perez has the ability to extend plays. They completely got him, breaks out with that tremendous athleticism, and then throws a ball that ultimately ends up in a touchdown. But at this point, Nick, you had to make that throw. You know, even though it was and clearly you can see the advantage coming from the backside. He had the ability to jump ahead of him, and what a heads-up play. The Goffstown Grizzly fans feeling good right now. Their team is continually fighting. I like to use the word scrap. What a great job by number 14.
Well, they have trailed the entire game.
14 against 14.
And the battle of the 1-4s goes Goffstown's way.
They don't
there.
quit. The Grizzlies just don't quit. And
of course, they were in the fight all the way to the end last week. A late kick gave Concord the season-opening victory here on this field. And, of course, Bishop Guertin, they fell in overtime down in Nashua against Nashua South.
And you said it, Nick. As long as you've got number 5 on the field, they're still in the game. And, you know, if the other players play up to expectations, anything can happen here.
Live football. Recovered. And now trying to fight his way upfield is Dolan.
Goffstown's really energized right now. You can see the way they swarm the tackle, Nick. They feel like they've got a chance now with that big play. And those sort of things can change the momentum and the conjecture of the game.
You see there, it took a little bit of a tricky bounce.
Yeah, tough bounce.
And Dolan.
That's not a grass field bounce, that's for sure.
Still with a pretty good return.
Yep, still got it. Yeah, he got himself about 8-9 yards. Perez took a pretty good hit down there, but he got right back up and started chasing it down.
So with a minute gone by fourth quarter, Bishop Guertin, the fight on their hands. They begin another drive, 1st and 10, and they call Bowen's number. He has delivered tonight.
He has delivered.
Both on the ground and through the air. 3 touchdowns for Bowen, including that 14-yard scamper just prior to the end of the third quarter. He makes his way upfield for a 13-yard gain to set up a 1st and 10.
Yep. Bowen has been very impressive tonight, Nick, running the football, but most importantly, making the decision to run it and he sees it. It's either there or it's not, and he doesn't waste a bunch of time in the backfield. He goes.
Holmes
nice
sandwiched
play.
And dropped at the line of scrimmage. Well, Holmes, who was busy in that first half, kind of quiet in that third quarter.
Yep. Got
And
wrapped up there by number 75.
Antonio Hebert.
Yep.
Who is the junior up front for Goffstown.
I have not seen number 55 in the game, Nick. Have you? I don't believe so. So I'm sure they're resting him, and hopefully he'll be back next week.
Jaden Smith, who was banged up late in that second quarter. 2 minutes in, fourth quarter. On a 2nd down and 8, it's another carry for Bowen and another 1st down for BG.
Wow.
All the way across midfield down to the 47-yard line. A 14-yard gain as he continues.
Watch the up front block here, but most importantly, watch how he follows it. Great block there by number 77, Nick. I don't know who that is. Still learning the players. Beginning of the season.
That's the tri-captain, Aaron Chimalecki.
Yeah, well, Mr. Chimalecki laid out a beautiful block right there, and Bowen followed it perfectly.
Tackle eventually credited to James Kutu. 1st and 10. Ball just shy of the Goffstown 46-yard line. Spread formation, 2 receivers each side. Goffstown with 3 down linemen, but they may bring some heat here off the near edge. Well, now Bowen may have just changed the play as he looks at his wristband. He's got Coach Nalen in his left ear from the sideline. He's going to throw,
Whoa.
and this one is incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
LeClaire got his hand on it. Good play by the senior in coverage. It was intended for Dolan. It brings up a 2nd down.
Not good mechanics here by Bowen. He's not really. He got a defender in his face, and he just kind of threw it off the back foot right there. Actually, that ball might have been tipped, Nick. In all fairness,
that was Gavin Leach.
Yeah, I think Gavin may have got a finger or two on it, and definitely looked like it changed trajectory a little bit.
2nd down and 10. Feliciano in motion. Snap was dropped. Handoff eventually secured by Holmes, who spins his way upfield and still alive at the 35-yard line. They finally bring him to rest at the 34 after a gain of 12 there for Holmes. That's just his 2nd carry since halftime.
That was close there. That looked like a jam up behind the line. Got 75, got some penetration, and did a great job. But how about that run? Look at the 2 hands on the football. Always look to see well-coached teams when they protect the football with good technique.
Eventually brought down by Sawyer Nault. Timeout on the field. Just over 3 minutes gone by as Goffstown elects to stop the clock. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you here from Goffstown. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. And finally by Colonial Printing, a family-owned business operating now for over 50 years. Start your project today at colonialprintingnh.com.
Coach Nalen's got to be pretty happy about what his offensive line is doing here. Little mishap last play, but overall, look, getting the push they need.
Holmes able to squeeze through the hole.
This just plays right into Holmes' strong suit right here.
Brought to the ground by the co-captain Jacob Gagney, who's got a little bit of a limp after making the tackle. Holmes, meanwhile, picks up 6 yards to set up a 2nd down and 4. Clock continuing to move now 4 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Everybody loves 2nd and 4s, Nick. It just opens up your whole playbook. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Holmes in motion. They hand to Feliciano. He goes straight up the gut inside the 20. Finally stopped at the 18-yard line. Perez in the mix there for Goffstown on the stick.
Well, it's pretty obvious, Nick, when the game gets close and things get a little tight, Coach Nalen goes right to that double wing or right to that inside run game. He knows he has an advantage, although give Goffstown Grizzlies credit. They've given up a lot of weight on the offense versus defensive line, and their defensive line's doing the very best they can, and there are times they've been able to hold strong. But
Bowen out of the gun, up the middle, inside the 15, spun down at the 11.
When they run like this, Nick, they're just able to get the sort of the push that they need, and these runners are really doing a great job following their blocks. They're just terrific job. Look at that.
Well, some of these rips starting to get
starting
to increase.
It wears you down as a defensive
than
line
what we saw
and
on average
core.
in that first half. 8 more there to set up a 2nd down and 2.
Absolutely.
Ball at the 11-yard line. A little miscommunication here on the handoff, and Bowen is going to pay the price.
Red zone mistakes like that or broken plays, Nick, are never good.
That's Tyler Osario, the junior, with his second tackle on the drive.
You just don't want to give up a down like that, and then actually they lose a yard.
They lose 2.
They lose 2. So probably 4 down territory, unless he wants to try to get a 3 points and get outside of 1 score and into 2. So we'll see what happens.
During the midway point, fourth quarter. 3rd down and 4. They stay with the fullback. Feliciano on a second effort is going to make this close.
Real close.
Needed to get
it's all on the spot here.
Inside the 10-yard line. The first down marker is somewhere between the 9 and the 10-yard line.
Very generous. It looks like it's going to be a very generous spot, Nick.
They're going to say short.
They're going to say short, huh?
Yeah, the initial ruling is 4th and inches.
Wow.
However, now they just threw the sticks down and say first down.
Looked to me like a first down, Nick. I was saying earlier.
I think you've got a 98% plus prediction rate on the down and distance. So,
when you stand on the sidelines for so many years and you sit there and sweat them out, Nick,
that's a pretty good spot at the 8-yard line.
That was. I agree with you wholeheartedly there.
1st and goal. Bowen again hit at the 5, still alive, but ridden down at the 4.
See, this is what I mean about the fight, Nick. A different team that just gets bowled over. He's arm tackling, and watch him. He just lays the body no matter what. He's in this game to win.
That's Mason.
We lost it there. Maybe we'll get it from another view, but you can just see the kind of spirit that these Grizzlies have. Look it's 21-14, Nick. They just keep fighting to stay in. Look at that. That's just good tackling right there.
2nd and goal from the 5. BG threatening to make it a 2-score game. They go to Holmes, and he does, yes.
That double wing
get into
power.
The end zone.
Double
Touchdown.
wing power.
It's a 5-yard score for the senior, A.J. Holmes. He's been the bell cow today out of the backfield for Coach Nalen.
You're right, Nick. At the times they've really needed it, he's been there for them, and he's the go-to guy. But between he and Bowen specifically, just done a terrific job running the football tonight. Really kind of wearing things down. This is what I like to see. Look what's going on out here right now. Coach Nalen earlier, not too happy with number 68 because he got allowed the defender break in the backfield. Pumps him up, goes in, makes 2 or 3 great plays, Nick, on the offensive line, and Coach Nalen's all over him with positive energy. That's what you like to see with these coaches today.
28-14, 5:25 to go. BG taking a little bit of a breath.
Yeah.
Or a sigh of relief collectively on the sideline now that they pushed the lead back to 2 scores here.
He knows that if he's going to try to get the progression that he's looking for, during the season, Nick. These guys have expectations. Coach Preston. Whoever wins this game, if they win it in a strong fashion, BG's really holding strong. One of the things you got to like is his offensive defensive line have both really, but specifically BG. They're playing 4 quarters of full out football with no hands on the hips, nothing. really for both teams. But he's got to be happy with Coach Nail and his staff. Got to be happy with what they're seeing overall. And they had, like you said, a bunch of penalties in the first half, especially towards the very beginning of the game, and they've been very clean ever since.
Been perfect.
Been perfect. Yeah.
No penalties in this second half, whereas Goffstown has had to eat 3.
Yeah. At bad
for 25 yards.
Yeah, rough penalties at rough times.
Short kick. Takes a bounce near side and a heads-up play by the return man to let it go out of bounds.
So that'll come up.
I think we just jinxed BG, as that will be their first penalty of the second half.
Yep. We started. We said it, and there you go. Nobody's left the field, Nick. Everybody, full crowd still here.
And a big crowd tonight as well. You can see that bleacher
packed
across the field is really packed left to right, and that's one of the wider bleachers that we're going to see, at least in Division I statewide. So there's a few thousand here easy. And they have been festive tonight. Of course, it's just the second ever game under the lights. The first ever took place last week against Concord. And, well, you got some great insight from Scott Gross, who spearheaded the project, putting in the turf, building the press box, getting the lights operational. Good stuff there.
Just got a text from a Goffstown, I think a Goffstown resident was happy with the interview. They were appreciated Scott being interviewed for the work he put in.
Perez escapes the pocket and steps out of bounds. I think they'll give him the first down. Yes. No, second and one. Second and one. After a 9-yard carry for the senior quarterback, the ball spotted just shy of the Grizzly 44. Perez has been much busier, Steve, on the ground in this second half. It seems like they're starting to call some run plays with number 5 in mind.
Well, I mean, that's your best athlete in the field. You got to work him.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go, fourth quarter.
He can extend plays so well, so he can kind of.
Goffstown down 2 scores. Another 4-man rush. Spun, throws.
Smart.
And incomplete.
Yeah, he was in the grasp, and he says, just get that ball out of bounds. That's a smart play. Gets to live another day. You got 3rd down and 1. Really important here, Nick, for the Goffstown has got to deliver here a first down. I would argue in this point of the game, 2 scores, 4-down territory anyway. So
remember, they had to use a timeout earlier, so just 2 remaining for Coach Preston.
Yep, and that timeout never should have happened. But it's just young fellows learning football, and they'll continue to breast, but to improve. But no lack of fight and heart from this Grizzly team.
3rd down and 1. Perez out of the gun, now takes it under center. Calls his own number, is wrapped up, trying to lean forward. He gets the first down.
I like it. Come out of the shot, out of the gun. Go right there, quick snap.
Adam Paveglio with the tackle.
You know, when you've got a quarterback with the brains like that and football acumen this young man has, you got to put that first down in his hands. I like the call.
Clock inside of 5 minutes. Time starting to become a real factor here.
He's got. We had
Perez
him.
Deep downfield. This one is
it.
bobbled and incomplete.
Wow.
Well, we saw the juggle catch earlier.
He almost had that.
From outstanding wide receiver Chouinard, but couldn't do it again. Of course, he had that 33-yard touchdown.
Boy, I tell you, he
can
go vertical to get a pass. How old is he? Is he a sophomore, junior, or senior?
Who's that?
Number 14 from Goffstown. I can't read it, Nick. It's just too small.
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Crazy. Boy.
Yeah, it's a young team. And
he's impressive, Nick, the way he goes up for a ball.
It's an opportunity for some of these underclassmen to really gain some experience.
It really is.
And to really improve in a short amount of time. 2nd down and 10 from their own 47. Delayed handoff, and Schmidt is tackled.
That's a tough call right there.
How about this? 4 tackles for a loss for the sophomore Bishop Kearns.
Yeah, unbelievable. I've been watching him in the first half, Nick, and I know a good lineman when I see one, and this young man is better than good. And he's how old?
The sophomore. 4 tackles tonight for a loss, including that one there which goes backwards 2 yards.
It doesn't matter which side of the field he's on. He's an impact player as a sophomore.
So now a challenging 3rd down and 12 for Goffstown. Down 2 scores, clock ticking down towards 4 minutes.
He's just a fun guy to watch play. Look at him. He is amped up. He's got that Warren Sapp attitude out in the field.
We got a 3-man front this time as BG brings an extra defensive back onto the field. Perez, plenty of time, pump fake, senior throws. He's got a man. It's LeClaire. It's a 1st down. Foot race inside the 40, slips at the 35.
Well, that was
but nonetheless, it's a big play of 20, what Goffstown needed, a 1st down.
Absolutely, Nick, but that's a costly fall because he didn't get out of bounds, and the clock keeps running once the 1st down markers get it. It won't be too bad because they're going to run they're going to run a fast tempo here.
Back to the line. LeClaire joining Perez in the backfield. 3.5 to go. Shotgun snap on 1st and 10. Pocket breaks down. Quick throw. Catch made in the flat by Schmidt. Trying to break free from Holmes. Leans his way down to the 30-yard line.
That's
a 5-yard pickup on the completion.
Yeah, this is a. I really like both of these teams, Nick. I'm not going to hide my feelings. I really like both of these teams. And there's room for improvement with these guys. But they play football.
And they're ready to go at the line of scrimmage again on 2nd and 5. Pump fake. Perez out of the pocket. Eyes downfield. Throws down the middle.
He got him.
Caught
He
inside
got him.
the 5.
Wow.
And a tackle made at the 14. Chouinard again.
What a
tackle
throw.
made at the 3-yard line. I
What a
apologize.
throw.
That's a 28-yard pickup.
Watch this sophomore receiver, Nick. He's a sophomore.
Correct.
This kid runs great routes. He reminds me, he kind of like a Randy Moss. As long as you get it up there, he's going to go get it. And he's got great vertical jump. He's very nifty in his route running. A nice defensive play.
Goffstown keeps it with Perez on 1st down, and he's dropped at the line of scrimmage. As Goldstein leads the charge there for BG. 2:40 to go.
Not many sophomores run routes like that, Nick. Those sophisticated routes. He just runs it with precision.
2nd and goal from the 2. Perez under pressure from Feliciano. Goldstein takes a crack. Somehow he gets it off and throws it incomplete.
Yep.
Out of the back of the end zone. Perez refusing to go down and take the sack.
Yeah, he's okay. Boy, he was down there for a little while. He got a little shaken up.
So that's going to set up a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line with 2:27 to go in the 4th. Goffstown desperately trying to make this a 1-score game again. And now a chant of defense coming from the visitor sideline as the Cardinals hope for another stop. Clock frozen, 2:27 to go. Perez gets the play directly from the home sideline and jogs back into the huddle. Will they keep it with him? Got a split backfield behind him.
Yeah, they feel they've got a mismatch there in the left side, Nick. You watch this. Oh, that.
Delay a game?
In the world? Oh, my word.
Delay a game.
Wow,
That's the
Nick.
second delay a game against Goffstown.
You couldn't have them at worse positions yardage-wise on the field at the time. This is just really
a little surprising given how productive they had been on this drive, getting to the line of scrimmage and getting the play off. But this one takes a little too long.
To me, Nick, it's getting players on and off the field. It's taking too long because they're jogging. You've got to sprint on and off the field, Nick. If after you've got to get your personal on, and they got to sprint on and off the field.
So 3rd and goal from the 2 turns into 3rd and goal from the 7. Goffstown's going to spread the field here. 3 receivers, 2 to the strong side left. Schmidt to the left of Perez. Takes a gun snap. Senior with a pump fake. In trouble, going to run to his left. He's got some room. There's another flag thrown. Perez goes around Holmes, goes into the end zone for a touchdown if it stands.
This could be defensive holding, Nick. No, the flag's not where the defense. Yeah, this could be offensive holding.
Yeah, the flag is right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought I saw a flag over on the far end, but it wasn't.
There's the hold.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
So Goffstown, they were the disciplined team from a penalty perspective in that first half, but it's a young team and starting to pile up here in the second half.
These are all cleanup penalties, but the ones with jacking guys, up and on the ground from the sidelines, those you just can't have. These are fixable. You work these things out in practice, and they're going to get better. Coach Preston's not going to His expectations are high. You can see he's going to fix these things.
So 3rd and goal coming up from the 17.
But they don't stop playing football, Nick, which I like. They've got a lot of heart.
Need a play here. 4 down lineman for BG. Another gun snap. Perez looking to escape to his right. Chimalecki in his face. Throws incomplete.
Yep, down to the last. Perez Perez has done a good job tonight throwing the ball away, Nick, when there's nothing there. And that's an important attribute to have as a quarterback. Don't force it when you still have it down left. You throw that on 4th down, you just throw it in the end zone, but not on 3rd. So, I mean, you got a situation here, Nick, where you've just got a holding penalty that's putting you way back, changed the whole complexion. When they were getting up to the line, what were they on, the 2 or 3 yard line?
2 yard line.
2 yard line.
2 consecutive penalties.
And I think they had the matchup, Nick, that they wanted, to throw the ball up. And
well, here's the biggest play so far. With 2:08 to go, Goffstown needs to get in the end zone. It's a 4th down and goal, and they'll talk about it now during a timeout as Bishop Guertin elects to spend their first TO of this second half. Coming up after the game, don't go anywhere, full post game. We'll recap the scoring, stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard as well. A few tight games that we've had our eye on tonight, statewide, week number 2. That's all coming up after the game. BG built up first half leads of 7-0 and 14-0. Goffstown scored in the final few seconds before halftime to make it 14-7. A big interception on the opening drive negated a pretty good effort by Goffstown to tie the game. BG then went 94 yards and made it a 2-score.
That was a big inflection point with the game right there.
Again. Then the first play, or the first couple of plays of this 4th quarter, went Goffstown's way, including a 33-yard pass from Perez to Schutnard. 21-14, BG answered on the ensuing drive with a 5-yard A.J. Holmes touchdown run. Now here's Goffstown. Desperation mode on officially a 4th and goal from the 16-yard line. 2:08 to go. Perez out of the gun. Pump fake, throws towards the end zone. It is caught by Schutnard. Touchdown, Goffstown.
This kid is unbelievable how he goes after the... Whoa!
And then a flag is thrown. It may be an excessive celebration penalty.
I think he might have spiked it, Nick.
That throws a little bit of cold water on the score, but nonetheless a timely touchdown on 4th down to make it a 1-score game yet again.
Yeah, this is... watch this young man as a receiver, Nick, the rest of this year. This is a special receiver, Nick. He has, this is a very good BG defensive backfield, Nick. There's no question about it. Watch him go up. He gets body position and wins the body position battle every time tonight that he's gone up for the ball. Every time. Yeah. I don't know. That wasn't really a spike, but they're going to call it. That wasn't really a spike, but.
Well, either way, excessive celebration.
Yeah, either way. Yeah.
A penalty.
I don't know. Where do you turn it on? Where do you turn it off? It's up to the officials to make that call.
A fine line for sure.
I don't know. At this point in the game, drop and spin it, I don't know. Yeah.
All right, so as a result, it's going to be a very difficult kick. A 35-yard attempt for McKenna Kelly. She's a perfect 2 for 2 tonight. Trying to go 3 for 3 to make it a 7-point game. Perez is the holder. Snap clean. The kick is up and no good.
No good. Penalties, Nick, have cost Goffstown huge tonight.
That 15-yarder may or may not have directly impacted that kick. But either way, 28-20.
Oh, I don't think there's any. It's a whole different kick, Nick, at the high school level going out that far. I mean, is it doable? Yes, but it just changes the odds. There's no doubt about it.
All right, strategically.
Look at that. Watch that. Unbelievable.
Schutnard, his second touchdown catch, both coming since halftime.
And he's got others.
Strategically here, Steve. Goffstown set to kick, 2 timeouts in the back pocket. Any trickery here on the upcoming special teams play? Or?
Onside kick. So you got one, essentially 2 timeouts with 2 minutes.
Yep.
Sounds like a long time, and maybe in the NFL that is, Nick. But, the thing is they have a passing attack. I would not allow Goffstown's offense to get in the field with that double wing tonight, Nick. I think you lay it on the line right now.
All right.
Now, if they didn't have that double wing working for them to the extent they have basically every time they run it, and you know Coach Nayland's going to run it, right, to get first downs and run the clock out, I'd put it on the line right now.
All right, let's see what Kelly does here. Ball in the near hash on the 40. The kick off the tee is an onside
That's
kick
a good
attempt.
pickup right there.
And the sure-handed man up front.
Number 6.
Hauls it in. That's your boy, Miller Nichols, who's played well tonight.
Really played well tonight.
Makes
Had
a
good
big
game.
special teams play
Is he
there.
a sophomore too?
Miller Nichols? He is a senior.
Senior, okay.
Yep.
Looks a
right.
little big for a sophomore, but.
So no time went off the clock.
Yeah.
Which is a bit odd.
I think you had to do that, Nick. I mean, if you have to, past situations are a good predictor of the future. You just can't let Coach Nayland go on offense. You got to try it right then. I think Coach Preston made the right move.
So 2:02 to go. 2 timeouts for Goffstown. They trail at 28-20. BG with the football at their own 49-yard line. They stick with Bowen on first down. And on the left side run, he's across midfield down to the Grizzly 48 after a gain of 3. Tackled by Hebert, who has been busy in the trench tonight for Goffstown. Coach Preston going to use his second timeout right
here. You
You
have to. I mean, you got to hope to stop Bowen, Nick. I'm looking forward to hearing what you come up with for stats to him at the end of the game. That guy is put in a full day's work with overtime.
Forget the touchdowns, in which he's got 3 of them.
It's what he does in between.
But he's led the ground attack here in the second half for the Cardinals.
Well, I mean, there's no question, Nick. If you watch the linebackers, they're looking for Holmes every time, and that's open with good blocking schemes, which the BG has. That's opened up the hole to give Bowen the ball. But there's a lot of respect out there tonight for Holmes, and as a result of that, that's forcing assets on him, which is giving that double wing an opportunity to give him give a lot of openings. But, once he gets through the line, he's done a terrific job of maximizing the runs.
Goffstown's going to load the box here on 2nd and 7. The double wing is in effect. Feliciano in motion. The handoff goes to Holmes. He's got a highway to work with on the right side, and that's a first down.
Well,
and that may or may not do it.
We need to see some more words. There's too much of this stuff.
Yeah, another late flag here and likely a personal foul.
You have to keep your composure.
Holmes picks up 11 and a first down, but again, a late flag comes in.
Yeah, I like the leadership Holmes just showed. He saw a penalty there. Things got a little chippy. He gets up and he tells the rest of his players, get back in the huddle, get away. We don't want any penalties here. That's just good leadership, good, smart decision.
Tackle by Sawyer.
Keep your eye on what's most important, winning the football game.
And there's the personal foul. So another 15-yarder against Goffstown.
I think it's fair to say the Grizzlies are going to have to work on this. This is just too much losing of composure. And it's just, a
learning experience in real time here for Goffstown. It's a young team, as we talked about.
But a lot of that comes from in all fairness, the high emotion in which these guys play. But in between the whistles, you have to keep your composure.
Bowen hit immediately at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Coach Preston going to use the final Goffstown timeout. Tyler Samard with a good stick there in the hole. The senior with the solo tackle. No gain. 2nd down and 10. Clock is stopped for the final time by Goffstown with 1:38 remaining. So the ball is going to be spotted evenly at the 25-yard line, a 2nd down and 10, but really now it's about clock management here for Bishop Guertin. Reminder, tomorrow afternoon, we're on the air at 1:45 ahead of a 2 o'clock kick between Nashua South and Keene. Two teams that were somewhat surprising winners in week number 1. South, they beat BG in OT
last week.
And Keene really took care of Spalding.
Yep. What was that, 44-point win,
I think it was
right?
42-7 or 42-14. Either way, a blowout. But we've got both teams who are the newest additions to the New Hampshire Union Leader Power Poll at number 7 and number 6, respectively. We're on the air again at 2 o'clock tomorrow. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week.
Coach Pat knows a fun guy. I really like him a lot. A great coach. Formerly with Monadnock, created a winning program there. He's trying to get Keene to do the same thing he's been building here.
2nd and 10, Holmes out of the timeout, squeezes through the whole left side and limps his way inside the 20.
Yeah, 2 arms around that football, cradling it.
Stopped by Perez out of the secondary at the 19. That'll set up a 3rd down and 4. And again, Goffstown no longer able to stop the clock as it ticks now inside of 1:15 to go.
We've certainly found out what a good offensive line can do for you in a football game when you're matched up against another good opponent and you're winning those battle in the trenches. Number 54 is going to be a lot of fun to watch this year and in the future.
Sophomore has played well up front on both sides of the ball for BG. Up the middle, Feliciano, second effort, not going to get there. Goffstown again loads the box. The gang tackle occurs just inside the 20 near the line of scrimmage at the 19.
Be mindful. You got a kind of a feeling like, BG's, and then you go, BG's winning this thing handily. Then you look at the score, it's 28-20.
Yeah.
So with some fortune and a little more discipline on the penalty front, who knows what could have happened in this game.
Inside of 20 seconds, 4th down and 3. Not quite sure what the play clock situation is. Coach Nalen is given the red light here. He doesn't want to snap. We're down to 7 seconds. We're down to 5 seconds. They do snap it. Bowen on a 4th down run right side is not going to get there, but Goffstown is out of time. That's it. Final score 28-20. Bishop Guertin with a road win. They even their early season record at 1-1. Goffstown another one-score defeat here on their home field. They fall to 0-2, but a great football game here tonight between two teams that were focused and committed. But in the end, it's the Cardinals who come away with the 8-point win again, 28-20.
Looking forward, Nick, when we come back to talk about these two football teams, because there's some things that need to be done, but lot good to talk about as well.
All right, we've got a lot of stats to add up, a lot of scores to get to as well. Full recap on the other side. Post-game next, BG, a winner you are watching. Our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Colonial Printing is family owned and celebrating 50 years of quality print services for New Hampshire businesses and can help yours as well. Whether it's creative design, digital or offset printing, or banners and signs, with state-of-the-art technology, unlimited industry sources, and the ability to think outside the box, Colonial Printing will help you get your job done. To see their full list of services, promo products, and portfolio, or to request an estimate, visit colonialprintingnh.com. That's colonialprintingnh.com.
Thanks, Al. All right, 28-20, our final score. Bishop Guertin a winner over Goffstown. The Cardinals even their record at 1-1. A couple of tough last-minute defeats for Goffstown to open up the season at 0-2. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Big night tonight for the Cardinals and their sophomore quarterback, Nathan Bowen, scored 3 touchdowns on the ground, including the first 2 on the board back in the first half. A 1-yard score, a 2-yard score in the first and second quarters, respectively. Goffstown on the board on the final drive before halftime with just 10 seconds left. Senior quarterback Jaden Perez scored from 5 yards out. 14-7 BG, our score at the break. Big play on defense as BG came up with the game's only takeaway, closing down what was a promising opening drive of the third quarter for Goffstown with an interception at the 6-yard line.
An interception that should have been caught by Goffstown, but he stopped running his route. And I'm just being honest with you. That's the case.
Well, what happened after that?
This game could have ended very different.
BG pieced together a 94-yard drive and found pay dirt on Bowen's third score of the night, a 14-yard touchdown run. 21-7 BG, setting the stage for a wild fourth quarter. Perez to Cam Chenard, I believe is the official pronunciation there. I apologize if not. The sophomore ends up with 2 touchdowns in that fourth quarter on his way to an even 100 receiving yards unofficially. So Perez to Chenard, 21-14, with just a minute gone by in the fourth quarter, still plenty of time. But BG responds with a counterpunch of their own. Ensuing drive ends with a 5-yard touchdown run for A.J. Holmes, who was busy tonight, had 9 carries for 58 yards in the first half, and he added 36 more to that total in the second half, including that 5-yard score. So Holmes, quick math, 94 yards in this one. Final score goes to Goffstown. Second straight hookup from Perez to Chenard. This one on a 4th and goal from the 16-yard line. Yep. A contested throw into the end zone, pulled down by the sophomore. And that gave these Goffstown fans a reason to hang around a little bit longer. 28-20 with 2:02 to go, but just couldn't stop that ground attack as BG runs out the clock and walks away with a 28-20 win here in Goffstown.
Yeah, so many guys to talk about, Nick. I don't want him to shut the lights off, so I'll go really quick. Cam Chenard, Kern, Bowen, Perez. I mean, so many players all on both sides of this field left it on the field and gave everything they had. Difference in this game to me, Nick, if you had to pick one thing, is BG played a flawless, very smart, very disciplined, very composed second half. Goffstown did not.
Yeah.
And there was other things even in the first half of Goffstown. Let me tell you, this team, this game, remember, folks, is 28-20, not 44-10, 28-20. And with a lot of errors and bad timing, Goffstown is a good, tough football program. If they can get more disciplined and Coach Preston can continue to fine-tune, as you know he can. We talked to that guy the other night, very impressed.
Yep.
This Goffstown team's going to get better, and they're going to get more composed and disciplined, and they're going to go in the film room on Monday and say, oh, man, we had a chance if we had done this, and this. BG's got to walk off this field very thrilled with their offensive defensive line, their defensive backfield, their quarterback, everything. BG looked very, very solid. They impressed me tonight, and they won the game from winning all 3 facets of the game. Perez, best player on the football field. This kid is special.
Unofficial stats, we'll start with Perez. 73 on the ground, 132 through the air, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 passing scores.
Yep.
And did throw that 1 interception.
Yep.
For Bishop Guertin, as we mentioned, 94 yards on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 9, 14 carries for A.J. Holmes.
Yep.
And I've got, 81 yards, with the majority of those coming in the second half for sophomore quarterback Nathan Bowen of Bishop Guertin. He scores, of course, 3 touchdowns on the ground as well. Some other scores here on a busy Friday night in week number 2. Congratulations to Exeter. They shut out Nashua North tonight 36-0 to improve to 2-0. North falls to 0-2. They're coming down the stretch in Salem. Alvern has the lead over the Blue Devils, 20-13 with inside of 5 minutes to go. So the Broncos putting the Blue Devils on unofficial upset alert down there in Salem. Winnicott 13, Spalding 6. That is a final as the Warriors
still
improve to 2-0, and Spalding drops to 0-2. Trinity with a 1-point lead over Kingswood, 28-27. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there in that D2 matchup. Bow tops Merrimack Valley. That's a final 23-13. And down in D3, Monadnock all over Lebanon 40-0. Steve, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is this game turned out as far as the excitement that I have in both of these programs, the coaches that lead them, and the communities that back them up look very. These are two teams, Nick, that we're going to hear about throughout as this year goes, and then beyond. They've got some terrific athletes that they're going to be able to participate as we go ahead year after year. But BG right now, from a discipline, composure, and execution standpoint, is just a little ahead, I think, of a touchdown ahead or two of, and that running game and that offensive line just won the battle. And when you look at when that happens in games, usually that's who wins the game. Goffstown proved to me that they, once again, are tough as nails. They play their hearts out. They don't know what give up means. They don't break down. They just keep coming. But mentally, they've got to get rid of those mistakes because they're going to give up an opportunity to win some really big games for this program this year. I see good things happening for both of these teams because they're led by two good coaches. Coach Nayland goes home, I think, a very happy guy to have that win because when it comes to playoff contention time, it's going to be a really important game looking back.
Bus rides are always fun.
This will be a nice bus ride. Stop at McDonald's, ice cream store, wherever.
There you go.
Give the kids. They earned it today.
Tomorrow, we're back in action. 1:45 pregame down in Nashua. We're live at Stello Stadium ahead of that 2 o'clock kick between Nashua South and Keene, two top 10 teams according to the latest edition of the New Hampshire Union Leader Power Poll. Want to thank a few people, including Athletic Director here at Goffstown, Ryan Cowett.
Absolutely.
Of course, he's the head varsity boys basketball coach as well, first year in the AD role, and off to a great start. We appreciate Ryan and his staff. That includes, of course, public address announcer Al Halpern. Always a pleasure to see Al helping us out before the game. And
Not
Scott
helping
Gross.
my waistline with his cupcakes, but we'll get by that.
Scott Gross doing a great job.
Great job.
As well, of course, he was instrumental in building the new press box, updating the field, and providing the lights, and gave us some
It's a friendly
good
place. It's a friendly place.
At
Good people
halftime.
trying to help you out any way they can.
I want to thank our staff as well. John Barron, Kat Doyle, doing it as usual the right way, and, of course, Matt Beals, still down there putting in work behind the end zone. Those three very, very good tonight, as usual. All right, that just about does it. Of course, for the man put the whole thing together, the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. Spectacular, as usual. For Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Bishop Guertin 28, Goffstown 20. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.